What up, though? It's your boy Rob, man. And you know what I'm saying? This is the collaboration show right here. I got my boy JVJ. What up, though, bro?
What it do? What it do? What it do?
Man, saying it's another day, another show, man. Let's get to it, bro.
Let's get it.
Let's get it.
At some point, we all got to come together. No. Yeah. Everybody got opinions. Let's talk about it. Communication is key. Let's build around it. We do this for the people. The people founded it. Black love stay strong. No way around it. We anti-genocide. We ride for the cause. Got love for our sisters. And love for our dogs. Respect the young and elderly. You all been invited to be inspired. Come together. Better got violent. Gotta watch for the cops. Gotta watch for the ops. Gotta watch for the politicians that play with your eyes. If you know, then you know. Plant the seed and it grows. Welcome to the show. This is what we know. 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 Yeah. This is what we know.
Show up. They don't show up and they know that they're supposed to be in court.
It's eating around here with this goddamn.
You say, because remember I asked this question. If men decided to go back to just doing what they're doing in
callings in life. But anyway, back to the show. All right, so what do you do out there?
I want you to hold that. Because
right now, you know what it's Jordan, because I've been to my first Bulls game. My mom took me in '89.
Person that brought home the bacon. And I feel like the courts still operate on that.
Hey, where you from?
I just said, bro.
You said Atlanta?
Yo,
y'all doing that up is only the people that are striving for the goal and working for the goal are gonna win. Wait, before we start talking. I'm not how do you navigate that when you're dealing with a new guy coming into your life? Let's say you're because are you single right now or are you in a relationship? I'm not trying to holler. I ain't trying to holler.
Oh my God, I did not think that.
I'm just saying I'm good. I'm good.
Yo, you was on Kenny G, nigga?
I went on everybody's shit, man.
Hell no, that's a smart man. Hell yeah, I should get on her shit, even though I'm married.
Oh shit, I feel you though.
Hell no, but yeah, man. Hey, man, I'm really excited about this show, man. You know, me and you've been talking about collabing for a while, man. And I'm glad we able to make it happen, bro.
Hey, yeah. Hey, if I channel my inner op from the Norm 18, Lord's willing and Lord willed it.
Yeah, absolutely. Amen.
You be killing me with that shit. I'm like, dude, stop saying that shit.
But yeah, man. Oh, before we get started, bro, I want to say Happy Veterans Day to you. You know what I'm saying? And, you know what I'm saying? Thank you for your service, bro. How long you serve again?
And I only did 4 years, man. But I will tell everybody that wants to come in and say thank you for your service, because that's usually the norm. I'm just telling all y'all, thank you for the paycheck.
Off tops.
Off top.
That's money. But yeah, man. Anything special you do yesterday, man? You know, you just chill. You know,
man, I went to work, and then I came home and made some food and did a couple videos, man. Like when you go, I'll tell anybody that want to do YouTube, man. When y'all started off, man, look, man, y'all just get on that grind, like grind it. I'm just going ahead and say it right now. Today's my birthday, y'all. I'm fucking with Rob tonight.
Yeah, man. I want to say it so bad, but I ain't want to put your shit out there. But also, happy birthday to my bro, man.
Appreciate that, man.
You know what I'm saying? Hell yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? This is for you, bro. This is for you. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man, damn. You making me mad now. I wish I was over there with you right now.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me light it up for you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
That's how we do it in the hood, y'all. That's how we do it out here now, y'all. Y'all better recognize.
It's a birthday candle for you. But yeah, man. Happy birthday to you, man.
Appreciate that.
Wish you many more birthdays. How old are you now?
Oh man, y'all, I'm an old age of 33, y'all.
33.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell everybody right now. Look, I messed up somebody's bet when I got up the service. I had a lot of people that didn't like me when I got up the service. They thought I was real cocky and shit. They told me I wasn't gonna live past 24. Well, if I do the math on it right now, 24, 30, well, it's about 9 years. Y'all done lost that bet in a row.
Mm-hmm.
But let's keep it going.
Yeah, bitch, you. The fuck?
Tell them to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, man. But yeah, man. Got a good show for y'all, man. First thing first, I'm gonna shout out my shit. Then JBJ, you gonna shout out your shit next.
Yes, sir.
Follow us on Instagram. What We Know Podcast, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. What We Know _podcast on Instagram. Also, anybody on JBJ channels watching this, hey, show your boy some love too. Subscribe to our channel over here at What We Know. You know what I'm saying? Same thing. People on What We Know, subscribe to my boy JBJ. We working together, man. As black men should. You know what I'm saying? So also you can follow me on Instagram, thankful_Robert. We are on other platforms like Anchor, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Still working on Apple, but yeah, that's it for us right now. But thank you for everybody that's tuning in so far. Like the video too. Share the video.
Gotta like it, y'all. Y'all gotta like it.
So,
but here, check it. Look on this side, man. Look, I already seen Flavored Gene went up in the building. He said, "What it do, JVJ? You need Flavor. You need to tell Rob what it do. What it do. Y'all make sure you do that. I'm letting us know Florida in the building. Florida in the motherfucking building. Don't nobody care about Florida, man. Ain't gonna lie. I was still born there though. So I gotta claim it to a certain extent. I just don't claim the side you from. But look, man, like for real, I put the link in on my side for What We Know Podcast, man. If y'all haven't subbed up over there, man, make sure y'all definitely go over there, sub up, follow these guys. Like for real, I linked up with Rob by reacting to one of the videos they did where some black girl was talking about she don't forgive black men for slavery. I was like, I gotta talk to these guys, man.
Yeah,
I don't know what the hell she was on, but yeah, we've been linked up ever since, man. But man, look, for real, make sure y'all go over and sub up over there, check them out, and for everybody that's on Rob's side, man, look, come over here if you want to, man. I'll be talking about some shit from time to time.
You know what I'm saying? Also, we got Jenny, you know what I'm saying, one of the best moderators out there. No, not one of, she is the best, you know.
Is that Jenny from the block?
She looked like Jenny a little bit from the block.
Hey.
Yeah, but yeah, she's cool people. Thank you for showing love. Yeah, like she said, man, like the video, you know what I'm saying? Help the algorithm for us, you know? Yeah. So today, man, so me and the JBJ have been talking during the week. I've been telling like some ideas that I had for this show. And I think it was on a Wednesday. I was chilling watching Tony the Closer. Shout out to Tony the Closer. I really recommend people to watch his content, but also watch his real estate content. I learned a lot about real estate. Honestly, that's what made me get into like wholesaling real estate. But he give out a lot of game. You know what I'm saying? He got all type of tools where he can help you out when you want to get into the real estate game. But anyway, he interviewed the owners of the Turkey Hunt. Turkey Hunt is like, it's a popular restaurant, in Houston. And I think they have other locations too. But I'm at the
I think they got a couple. I think they got like maybe 2 or 3, maybe more than that. I might be lost.
Yeah, man, I definitely want to. If I go out to Houston, check their shit out because they shit do look delicious.
Turkey leg out this bit.
Yeah, just turkey leg with a whole bunch of shit on it. That's my type of turkey leg right there. But they was on the show, right? And they was discussing about how they have to change their dress code. And they, there's a lot of stuff they seen, like people walking in. And it's mostly females that's been a problem. Coming there dressing how they want to, and half naked, twerking and shit. And when they know it's a family orientated, restaurant, kids be there. And I got a lot of flack for that, for doing that. A lot of people was throwing out shit like, because it's a married couple, and a lot of people throwing at the wife, saying like, "Oh, she's jealous, she's insecure because her man is going to look at other women, all that other shit." And she was explaining like, no, it's really my husband's idea. So, but yeah, man. So that's why I named the title "What Happened to Women Self-Respect." Quick thoughts about like the title, bro. Like, what I'm saying, um, like what? Let me ask this: what's the difference from the women that you grew up seeing versus the women now? Because honestly, I don't really. They not. It's kind of similar in ways, but they still different.
Yeah, I would start off and say it's like night and day to a certain extent. When you go to the extremes, it's like night and day. But there's a lot of similarities into how a lot of ladies move nowadays. Same thing with guys, like night and day here and there. But nowadays it's more open. It's
Yeah.
more in your face, like not ashamed about it, liberated, rah rah rah, all this nonsense. But I think a lot of them don't understand the negative connotations that come with it. Like for everything you do, there's going to be a positive and a negative, and you have to weigh the options. I think a lot of guys understand that. Some dudes don't. Some dudes don't. Not see them a lot, but I think ladies is disregarded a lot of the times. You got to think about, okay, yeah, you benefit. You can go out here and slob on all the knobs you want to, but the negative is, guy ain't probably gonna commit to you. So it's like you just got to weigh the options, and I think a lot of people don't weigh the options of it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, I agree like with what you're saying. I feel like honestly, hey, you know, I'll say the same thing most girls. Yeah, y'all can do what you want, but you have to understand, like you said, it's a risk with this shit. The risk is that, the best guys might not approach you, Um, like you said, a lot of dudes will won't take you serious long term. Now, it is some dudes that will, because and
yeah,
honestly, I feel like it's a
Sims
lot of
everywhere. It's a
I
simp
feel like
on
a
every
lot
corner.
will, but that dude, back of that dude mind, he will have some concerns. He might show you like, hey, yeah, I'm cool with this and that, but most guys will have that concern in the back of their mind as well.
Mm-hmm.
But but yeah, we're gonna talk more about this situation. I'll talk about more about that, but let's get to the video real quick, bro.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Hold it down. I'm about to grab something real quick.
all right. So like I said, y'all earlier, this right here is Tony the Closer. The real estate guy I just told y'all about, and he's gonna interview the owners from Turkey Hunt. Let's check it out.
Inside to be a restaurant. Like it, I remember coming about 2 years or 3 years ago. It's about 3 years now, and nighttime packed. Like you guys, you really got a great environment just overall.
It's a double sword.
But let me ask you, because you kind of like off in the hood down there. You got this new dress code that I saw go like
it's not new.
It
No,
went all
it's
over
not.
the
It's not
No,
new.
let me tell you this. Let me please let me break down
Let's
this
go
dress
break
code.
this
Let
down.
me
So let this go viral.
please let me break down this dress code. The dress code was implemented simply because in all of the years that we have been in business, we never had to implement a dress code. We never have to tell people how to act. We never had to do anything like that. Now came to a point where you have people coming in just wearing any and everything. And you can visibly see other customers bothered by what these people have on. As a man, he
I'd
was
be
bothered.
like, damn.
A lot of times people say, "Oh, she implemented the dress code because she didn't want her looking at women and da 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 da." It was him. It was his idea.
I ain't gonna lie,
It
it
was
was
his
fucked up.
idea. It was his idea to
It's
implement a
short.
dress
You
code.
bring your child in there, and the child looks and says, "Mommy, I've seen it where we sit," and they look at the daddy like,
And then you
"Phone
sit
gone."
there while you sitting there. It's you got our kids come to the restaurant from time to time, and you got women that no clothes on. They just sitting there, they twerking. It's like what happened to our self respect as women?
I also saw it's a restaurant owner in Dallas who also had like an issue where
Yeah.
where people were like twerking and doing
And I
stuff.
respect him. Let
Yeah.
me tell you something.
Mhm.
Let me tell you something. I respect it. You know what they always say, and I'm not going. It's not a race card, man. Y'all don't go in them goddamn white spots and do all that. Y'all don't go in Eddie V's. Y'all don't go in McCormick Smith. Y'all
Y'all
don't
don't
go in
want
that
Papa
twerking.
Do's. Y'all
Let me
don't
tell
want
you
any of
something,
that.
and she'll tell you this: we have a DJ.
We do.
So the flip side to this is, with the other side, don't have a DJ, don't set up your environment. She'll tell you this. I done fired DJs for playing pop. All that type of shit. No. See, I don't play, man.
Seriously.
Man, I don't around. I play country and R&B. If a woman,
and we don't take requests.
I don't take no birthday song, no nothing. You will get fired for playing some bullshit. The DJ sets the tone. If you play, it's your birthday, what you think black women gonna do if they've been drinking 42?
Start tearing it up.
Yeah.
Hey, when they start getting crunk, you know what I tell? I text the DJ, put on Nora Jones.
He's not lying.
Put on Nora. You'd be surprised with them black people say that Nora. Come on. They look at the DJ. It comes there. Twerk off Nora with your tough ass. Yeah. Twerk off Nora with your tough ass.
I think you're still on mute, right?
All right. But that was funny. He said, go with your tough ass. Twerk on that shit.
Well, twerk off Nora, man. Go ahead and get it popping.
Yeah, but it's really crazy that people have a problem with this, bro, because at the end of the day, that's their business. And I just never understood what people were having problem that the type of rules certain restaurants or any business that have, I don't know if you deal with this problem, but I could be when I my job, I could have patients and customers, try to tell me how I should do my job, after I've been trained how to do this job, so that shit crazy to me. Like we was talking about earlier, I think the difference between the women I seen growing up versus the one now, just like you said, they more open. I think women back then, they still dress how they want to dress, and they even would show their body a lot. But I feel like they knew it was a place and time for that, From my understanding, they only dress like that, if they was actually going to the club,
I agree. Look, man, we gotta realize that there are rules to everything that we do in our lives. There are certain ways that we have to conduct ourselves if we're trying to get to a certain goal. There are always exceptions of people that don't do it the stereotypical way and they achieve that success. But for majority of everybody, you have to do it a certain type of way. You can't be out here showing your ass off. You can't be out here. There's certain things you just can't do. It is what it is. And I think a lot of ladies run into the problem of believing in the exception. I'll have a conversation with somebody and they'll talk about all the possibilities. I'm like, well, what about the probability? What's the chances that this will happen compared to it can happen?
Exactly.
And that comes from that Disney fairy tale brainwashing that a lot of us went through when we were growing up. Like all this Aladdin, all that crazy crap. I ain't gonna name all of them because I couldn't even think of it. Even the Lion King was one of those fairy tale ones, and I love the Lion King, man. But I respect the owners, and I think a lot of other owners, especially black owners of businesses, put their foot down on that. You're not coming into my business, my establishment, and act a fool. I don't care just because you're black and I'm black, I'm supposed to allow it. And that's what black people got to get out of, because the sad part, there is a separation. There is black people and there are niggas. And we need to keep a separation between the two, because the people that want to come in and twerk and act a fool in your establishment, those are niggas. The people that actually come here to literally, because honestly, every time if you got a business that you like to go to, a restaurant that you like to go to, you're paying homage to them. You appreciate their service, you like their food, you want to contribute your money to them. Those are black people, because that's what we used to do in the black community way back when and till now. But we still have the niggas that like to come around and mess your establishment up. Yeah. You're not coming in here if you got on tank tops. You're not coming. Yeah, I couldn't make it up in there. You're not coming in here if you got on booty shorts. You're not coming. You're gonna get out if you start twerking. Yeah. It is what it is, and I respect that, because a lot of people just don't like rules nowadays.
like I from the norm said, man, niggas really just be niggas have the problem, you know. And and I'm out, and the reason why they only have the problem because when it comes to black folks, we sometimes we think the rules don't apply to us, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that mindset got us in a lot of fucked up situations, you know.
A lot.
Shit, fuck around, and cost your life. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So we have to get, you know, it always it also goes down to respect, man. You know, people could scream and shout talking about, oh, support black business, you know, we gotta you know, black owned, but a lot of y'all don't really respect black owned businesses, you know, this is why I will also say stop calling your business a black business because you, that label, well, I feel like that label fuck you up, you know what I'm saying, by itself because people just think, oh, well, I'm going to a black business so I could just be myself and I could do whatever I want. I'm like, no, still have respect, you know. Just like my man said, you don't do that shit in fucking white, you know what I'm saying, restaurants.
Yeah, you don't go to Papa Do's and start twerking on the table.
Hell no. You know what I'm saying? And they don't give a fuck. They'll kick your ass out, not giving a fuck. You call them racist, all they don't give a fuck.
Real quick, real fast, because black, like a lot of now we have a problem in our communities. We have a big problem, and we all know it, and we all see it. Because the sad part is we avoid it. If anybody's in these chats, anybody's on these live streams, we all know it and we avoid it. We know those people that you just cannot spend a lot of time around. You might be able to catch them in passing, a couple words here and there, and keep it moving. Those people are a problem because they don't realize how the world works. They don't understand the consequences of their actions, and they will rope you into some bullshit. Yep. We all move past these people. We cannot deny it. And us as black people, the actual black people, we need to start calling this shit out. And I really do appreciate a couple that is running a business calling it out. You are not coming in my establishment twerking your ass. Mm-hmm. You are not coming in my establishment wearing these type of clothes. It seems like a lot of niggas, and I could say niggas and niggerettes. I used to say that for ladies back in the day. I used to call them niggerettes. Yeah. Look, those people have a problem with rules. But the sad part is this entire world is governed by rules. Exactly. So just because you're dealing with people that look like you don't mean that goes out the window. We need to get that. We need to establish that across the board because there's going to be a standard that has to be held. When you come to our establishment, the same way you come to those white folks' establishments, when you come in ours, you're going to carry yourself the same way. Otherwise, get out.
Get out. You know, it is what it is, you know. And like I said, I respect them for doing that. You know, honestly, you know, they got to protect. At the end of the day, shit, they married and they got children, so they got to protect their legacy. You know, I'm pretty sure back in their mind, you know, they want their kids, you know, to run it one day or run multiple franchise. You know, so yeah, I respect it. You know, and and this is really a shame that we got to tell grown folks to act right. You know, there's goddamn children out here that can act right. You know, say more than these adults out here when it comes to being in public. You know.
Right, that goes back to that conversation that we were having the other night about why are these kids so bad?
yeah, they just like what? They're a reflection of you, shit.
Like for real, just call it how you see it, man. Because I'm like, come on, man, you can't sit here and act like you don't understand where this came from.
Yeah,
these kids are sponges. Every child that's born is a sponge. They soak up what they see around them. They are a product of their environment. Yeah. And I know a lot of people like to say that, oh, well, you know, that doesn't mean it's to a certain extent, these kids are going to take in certain things, which makes them a product of their environment. It's on the child, every individual, to choose to do something different. But at the end of the day, they have to. I'm a product of my environment. Yeah. Most of the people that I grew up with either locked up, still selling drugs, living on the street, got 5 baby mamas, some shit like that.
Yeah.
I'm still a product of my environment.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Shit, just looking at my kids, you know, my wife be saying all the time, like, damn, she see our daughter, see a lot of her in our daughters, you know, and I see a lot of me in my daughters when I was a kid, you know. Mm-hmm. I used to be like, damn, I used to be like that, you know. She'd be like, damn, I used to be the same way, you know. So you're right. know.
I love that Drake line. Drake used to say it. Well, he said it in one song. He says, "I'm far from the hood, but I understand the streets." I said that applies to me right here
Me
because
too.
all that stuff that these folks used to do in Sanford, I love to have more people up because that's how we vibe. People that think this type of way. Look, I understand the streets, but
Yeah.
I'm far away from it. I keep
Right.
myself away from that nonsense, and I wish more black folks would get more young black people would get away from it. I know it's peer pressure. Like that's really what it comes down to. It's peer pressure. You be in high school, middle school. One girl, I saw it in my high school when I was coming up. One girl had a kid. She got pregnant. Next thing you know, Keisha pregnant.
Yeah.
Takesha pregnant. Kiriana pregnant. Like all these weird fucking names. Everybody started getting pregnant. I'm like, look, no, stop falling into the game. Keep it moving. We got my girl Foxy up here. Foxy. Ooh, Foxy. Move.
Hello, Foxy. How you doing?
Ooh la 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 la. What's up, Jay? Salute to you and salute to your guest on the panel.
Rob is hold up and see, and that's why.
I don't know. I haven't been here. My bad.
Nah, because Rob them don't never put the names on here. They go, Rob is hosting.
All right, salute. Oh, okay, Rob.
Yeah, we collab.
Awesome.
Yeah, but thank you. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for coming on the show.
Absolutely, especially when it's talking about women. I gotta be in here.
Oh shit!
Hey Foxy, we gonna link up next week.
Man, what y'all got?
All right, we'll do on the back page. Hit me up. We'll you know.
Yeah, I know.
What y'all got going on?
We gonna work. I be trying to get the ladies. I try to get the ladies.
Yeah, that's what it is because he wants to do that stuff and have the ladies on and things like that. So
yeah, I got my girl Grace done popped up in at the bottom.
Grace is here too.
No, this is different Grace. Different Grace.
Oh, it's not the other Gracie that we have.
It's a different Grace now.
Look at you.
We're trying to build it up, man. Look, we ain't
got in the building. Salute to the other light-skinned person.
But she gotta call it out when she got a chance.
Listen, I'm in the sea by myself sometimes. And I'm freaking beyond light-skinned. So
hey, look, people call me light-skinned, and I'll be like, "What are you?"
What? Yeah, that's smoking crack.
I wish I was called light skin once in a while.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Please, it's just as bad as saying somebody's really dark skinned. It's really just so stupid that people.
It's like the polar opposite of it.
Absolutely. So, but anyway, you have your topic is what happens to women's self-respect. I would like to chime in on that.
Well, first, before you do, did you see the video that we?
Oh no, I didn't.
So let's play the video and then so you can know.
Yeah.
Where we coming from.
What's up?
Yeah. So.
It's like red up in here now.
I don't know how the damn video went away. All right, here we go. I'm sharing it now. All
right. Try. You a man.
Yeah, take that thing. Yeah, there we go. We in now.
How to be a restaurant like it. I remember coming about 2 years or 3 years ago. It's about 3 years now, and nighttime packed. Like you guys, you really got a great environment just overall.
It's a double sword.
But let me ask you, because you kind of like off in the hood down there. You got this new dress code that I saw go like
it's not new.
It
no, it's not. No, let me tell you this. Let me please let me break down this dress code.
Let this go viral.
Please let me break down this dress code. The dress code was implemented simply because in all of the years that we have been in business, we never had to implement a dress code. We never have to tell people how to act. We never had to do anything like that. Now it came to a point where you have people coming in just wearing any and everything. And you can visibly see other customers bothered by what these people have on. As a man, he was bothered.
Like, damn.
A lot of times people say, oh, she implemented the dress code because she didn't want her looking at women and da-da-da-da. It was him. It was his idea.
I ain't gonna lie.
It was his idea. It was his idea to implement a dress code.
You bring your child in there and the child looks and says, Mommy, I've seen it where we sit. And they look at the daddy like,
and then you sit there while you sitting there, you got our kids come to the restaurant from time to time and you got women that no clothes on, they just sitting there and they twerking. It's like what happened to our self-respect as women?
I also saw it's a restaurant owner in Dallas who also had like an issue where
Yeah.
where people were like twerking and doing.
And I respect him. Let
Yeah.
me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I respect it. You know what they always say, and I'm not going. It's not a race car, man. Y'all don't go in them goddamn white spots and do all that. Y'all don't go in Eddie V's. Y'all don't go in McCormick Smith. Y'all don't go in that twerking.
Y'all
Let me
don't
tell you
go
something.
that.
And she'll tell you this: we have a DJ.
We do.
So the flip side to this is, with the other side, we don't have a DJ. Don't set up your environment. She'll tell you this: I done fired DJs for playing pop, all that type of shit. No, see, I don't
seriously.
play, man.
Seriously,
man, I don't around. I play country and R&B. If a woman,
and we don't take requests.
I don't take no birthday song, no nothing. You will get fired playing some bullshit. The DJ sets the tone.
The DJ sets the tone.
If you play, it's your birthday. What you think black women gonna do if they've been drinking 42?
Start tearing it up.
Yeah.
Hey, when they start getting crunk, you know what I tell? I text the DJ, put on Nora Jones.
He's not lying.
Put on Nora.
You'd
be surprised with them black people say that Nora. Come on. They look at the DJ. It comes in. Twerk off Nora with your tough ass. Yeah. Twerk off Nora with your.
I feel him.
So, Foxy Moon. So, seeing that video,
Ooh.
What's your thoughts now? Like,
Okay. I feel them. And if it's their establishment, they have every right to do as they should and will. And it's true. They're women, if you want to say black women or women of color, I don't even know what to use anymore because people are all sensitive with the words.
Man, look, we talking about black women.
Okay.
Everybody else, that shit for the birds. They can deal with their own shit.
Right. So we're speaking like that, then it's true. They're not going to go into a so-called white establishment and start doing all that.
Yep.
And if they do, because you know what, that's funny. I want a side note just really quickly because I saw somebody post a video and it was a black they're not news, but they deal with a lot of black owned business and things like that on Instagram. Mm-hmm. They posted a video of a white couple, this white man getting like twerked, if you will, inside of a pool. He was a white guy in a pool with a bunch of black people, and the girls were rubbing themselves on him. They were twerking in the pool on the white guy. Okay. So his wife or girlfriend, whoever it was that he was on vacation with, comes over and starts pulling him away. Don't you know that the black guys went and manhandled her and started picking her up in the air? And now she got a big smile on her face, and the husband's floating backwards to go with the girls, the black girls.
Man, they were doing the separation game. They were trying.
They were playing games, but people are like, oh, is this having fun? Or, like people, but the question was like, if you saw this, would you react to it, and how would you react? Something along to that effect. But it's true, like you just huh? Well, right. I'm not engaged.
I'm like, I don't know what they doing over there, man. I'm going that way.
But the thing is that there's certain etiquettes that we shouldn't be doing. If they're not knowing it, then we shouldn't be conducting ourselves that way. And if you think back to our great grandmothers or even our grandmothers' era, they were wearing they were wearing clothing that was very tasteful, but they still conservative. Thank you.
Yeah. And
they still boogie woogie in the Harlem Renaissance. They still got down and stuff like that, but they still had this era about themselves that they conducted. They walked with elegance. They dressed with elegance. And women nowadays are just falling through the wayside with that. Like they're no mother or grandmother's teaching them, or they don't even want to, be schooled on how they should carry themselves.
Yeah. When I was growing up, when I see the girls growing up and the women growing up, the worst that you could see is booty shorts. That was the worst. Now, shit, you could see a girl, a girl whole ass. I used to, it's weird as hell. As a kid growing up, like, man, I wonder her booty look like. Now you ain't gotta even guess. Nigga, you could just see it now.
She gonna show it to you.
You know, you got girls that walk out with the see-through shit. You know what I'm saying? The
Mm-hmm.
titty out, but they got the little tape on the nipple. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but you know, shit. But you know, it's crazy. Like children can see it. Like kids can see this. Like, you know, it's fucking crazy. You know. Like,
yeah, and that's where, you know, we gotta draw the line as women. But you know, but then there's some women that are like, nobody's gonna tell me how I should dress. Like they can walk out and they feel like that's appropriate. And again, it's like we're who is really talking to you, because you're not listening. Like you shouldn't be walking around like that. You know, there's a place for everything. And if you want to walk around with your booty shorts on and you want to walk around, you know, half whatever, go to a club, go to a bar, go to a place that's fitting for that attire.
Hey, Foxy, read that comment. Tell me what you think about that.
Red is in the building. They still dress half naked.
Read it out loud. Okay,
yes.
Hold on. No, read it out loud.
Oh, my bad. He says, Red Illusion says they still dress half naked in some places in Africa, but they have self-respect. It's not the dress, it's the intention. Correct, Red. Correct.
What? You told him correct?
Correct. You know why? Because if you do look at some cultures in different parts of Africa, there's some women that are walking around with their boobies out, but we're not looking at them. It's not sexualized. So
it's different down there.
Yeah, it's cultural. They grew up that way. It's not sexualized. Here is a hypersexual way about us, where it, you know, and I go back to the 70s because that's when the boom of porn came out. You got your XXX movies, corn. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Corn action came through. I didn't know that was one of the words. Oh my God, now I know.
Yeah,
I ain't even know.
Let me go. Corn.
I know about the other ones. I didn't know about corn.
Great.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. But we could cuss on here.
Yeah.
Right.
And then the F word is actually.
Yeah, you can't even say that.
That one too. They be messing with that one too. Like, look, it's funny, man. Look.
No, I got you. So with that being said, there's more. We have this intention. Now, not to say that there isn't any type of harmful sexual stuff going on out there either, because there's been cases of great going on with them as well. But here, I don't know, it's a different, it's weird. It's almost like a double standard. Like, you don't want to tell women how to dress, but then you bring up something like women in Africa, and it's like, okay, well, but you got to remember, they're not
going to public places and shaking their ass on.
There you go. I can't even say
all that shit. It's like, it's different, you know. And you know, and like I said, I ain't gonna be sitting here talking about like shame women for doing that, because hey, do what you want, you know what I'm saying? But you can't get mad like people call it what it is, you know. And a lot of the problem is, you know, a lot of girls just know is into hoe activities, you know, and I feel like more women should speak up about that, because I think that, you know, kind of mess up, you know, saying the women that don't do that type of shit, you know. And a lot of time these good girls, they hang out with these girls, and so they blend in with these girls, you know. And that's why most dudes will have a mindset like off the rip, you know, saying she a freak, she a hoe, you know, saying, you know, off the rip. But I really feel like women should speak up more about it, you know, instead of shitting on men like me and JBJ we talking about now. You know, a lot of women will think like we shouldn't even talk about this. But
I'll tell you this. Like, look, I want
birds of a feather flock together.
True,
that's how people will look at them.
They definitely do. I want a lot of ladies to understand this, because I love women. I don't care what nobody say. I got people that come over to my channel every day and tell me I hate women. I'm like, why would I hate women? I just don't like a lot of the things that they do. I want a lot of women to understand one simple thing. Y'all remember that old saying? You can't have your cake and eat it too.
Right.
I think we all heard that saying. Foxy, I know you've heard that saying. You can't have your cake.
Oh, you know I'm an old lady, so hell yeah.
You ain't old, girl. You old. You 60.
I'm 46, and I'm in my almost in my twilight years.
All right, well, guess what?
We ain't that much older than us.
Yeah, I'm 30.
No, but
13 years
apparently that's
apart.
middle age. Like we're hitting middle age. I'm like, really?
That is,
So
yeah.
I had my midlife crisis. It makes sense because I did have my midlife crisis when I was 35. So that makes sense.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I'll be fucking with JT. Like, damn, nigga, you 50 now. Shit. By the time I turn 40, nigga, you be. I got like 9 more. I got what? Shit. I'm 31. I'll be 32 in April. I got about shit like 8 more years on 40.
Yeah,
Like,
look,
nigga,
You're good. Guys got a little bit better. As long as you take care of that lower region and you don't really let it sit, your belly's not hanging and all this good stuff. Well, forget about the belly, but I'm just saying your tool, if it's, listen, Dr. Sabi had a baby. He was 86 years old. He had a 2-year-old son or
dude,
daughter.
guys can make babies to the day they die. Look,
Thank you. That's what I'm saying.
So,
Like we're gonna get scientific on people.
So niggas, what she's really saying is, make sure you stock up on your CMOS because that shit was
There you
soft.
go.
Yeah, soft.
Yo, man, me and age here. I know I'm pissed some ladies off right now, but it's true. That's why a lot of how the old saying, women mature faster than guys. It's not about the biological point. It's the simple fact that women have to get a lot of things when it pertains to their life in order at an early age. Guys have time. So women have to mature. Back in the day, way back, hunter-gatherer times, women understood that. At 12, they already knew it in their mind. I need to find me a man, and I need to partner with him for my survival. But nowadays, we have so many commodities and all this different technology around us. But women age like milk. This is not to be mean to ladies, because I love y'all. Women age like milk. There's an expiration date. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Men age like wine. The older it gets, the better it gets. Most men they grow into themselves. Women do not grow into themselves.
If they take care of themselves, some will. They take care
Are we talking about the exception or are we talking about the rule?
You right.
I'm just saying, because it comes down to it. Women are born with their value right off the bat. It's like, I don't understand why these dudes are going out here and smashing all these women. Well, you're dealing with an NBA athlete. He's never had all these women throwing pussy at him.
Right.
Why do you think? You're a hot girl summer. Think about this. Let's do a comparison for the girls that are very attractive. They're in college. They're in high school. Hot girl summer. They have the pick of all the guys. They will take their picks, whatever benefits them the best. So why, when a man's in that exact same position, we shame him for it? We shouldn't. Mm-hmm. It is what it is. And I don't care if you're in a relationship because women cheat more than men.
Well, I think it all boils down that most men will lie to get the poop on, versus the guys who's probably not 1-2%. They not, most of the time they're not gonna lie. They're gonna tell you up front what it is and what it's not. It's really just take it or leave it. So I think the only problem with women might have dealing with a guy who's in that 2% range, right? That cheats, that if it get to a point where she's embarrassed, but yeah, I think, I feel like I tell dudes, hey, just tell the truth, just keep it real up front, I know it's hard, for dudes to get sex and all that, but hey, man, the long-term drama, not to be in some drama or no shit like that. Hey, you'd be better off just telling the truth, telling the girl what it is and what it's not. And I feel like most women will really respect that,
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's what I do around here, man.
And a lot of times niggas just be stressing over pussy, bro. I'm saying they, we spoke about last show, this is why, honestly, I would encourage more young men to be virgins as long as they can. Not on no relationship, but I just feel like the more you wait, the more you could. I would say you will probably make better decisions when it comes to women, because I feel like a lot of us, men and young girls will have sex in a young age. For women, for young girls now, they searching, they chasing for that love from a man, and for most dudes, they chasing for that feeling. That feeling is bust that. Can I say that?
Yeah, you can say that.
All right.
Bust
Yeah,
a
you
need
load
a-
around here.
that's a load, you know. So
need
we
a
chasing that feeling.
rule
It's not
book.
necessarily the girl, it's that feeling. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you will see dude will fuck ugly bitches all day. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
We'll worry about the other shit when we get there, but I'm trying to get that ass,
Rob, you just brought up something very funny. You're right. I want you to take this. You know, a lot of ladies live their day-to-day lives about how they operate and they make decisions off of how they feel in their day-to-day lives. Men have to be logical. The only time men are not logical is when it comes to busting that low, whatever you want to call it, shooting up the club, whatever the hell. That's when it's straight feelings. And
Yeah.
women, they be in the feelings too, but the aftermath that they get out there becomes the logic. And it's weird the way we operate around that. But I wouldn't tell dudes to be a virgin. I would tell dudes to prioritize. Like, we're never gonna get away from the peer pressure of, especially in today's age, we gonna literally have to outlaw and make laws that you cannot have sex, or you're gonna be locked up or some shit like that. And they're gonna literally have to lock kids up for having sex to counteract like what we have going on right now. Because when I was growing up back in like the 90s and shit, I'm like, kids was fucking, and I seen how the peer pressure was like, because I had sex for the first time in like the 4th grade and shit. Like, the peer pressure was that big then. So I'm like, think about how it is now. What do you mean, damn? What do you mean?
Yeah, that's the true story. Yeah, even before that, Jay, like late 80s. I don't know if you know it, but when you come on my panel, you hear me say I was a teenage mom. I got pregnant at 15, so I was doing the damn thing out there.
Yeah. Rob, that's what got me that night when we was talking that night. And they was talking about, I just don't know where these kids are getting this shit from. 15-year-old moms and 14-year-old moms is not a new phenomenon.
Yeah,
not at all.
That shit been going on for about 60, 70 fucking years.
It was normal.
Yeah,
it was normal.
And prior, because even before, I would say like 2 generations before me, you'd hear the great grandmother saying that they had, their first kid when they were 13, 14. Like this is nothing new, but it's not the greatest thing either. If we think about, bless you, when we think about that mindset of a 13, 14, and 15-year-old girl, physically she can handle it, mentally she can't. Neither can a boy at that age. So we as mothers need to, be diligent when we're talking to our daughters and letting them know. Maybe the daughters need to be abstained, or a woman got after me, or no, it was a guy, I'm sorry, because I was like, the girl needs to be going on birth control. As much as I wouldn't want that medicine affecting my girls, but the consequences after that, now you have it's your life or a life. So there's the sacrifice, one or the other.
I just tell people, like, have some, once again, going back to you can't have your cake and eat it too. You can do whatever the hell you want to do. I believe in freedom of speech, y'all. I believe in it. You can say whatever the hell you want to say. You better be ready to deal with the consequences of what the hell you said. You better deal with it. So you can do whatever the hell you want to do. Men and women, just understand there is a consequence. And we have a saying over on my channel that women's kryptonite is accountability. And the sad part is it's spreading to the men, because a lot of these young kids, a lot of these young boys do not want to take any accountability for their action. They always talk about, well, he did this to me. Well, this happened. I don't care about none of that bullshit.
Yeah.
I tell them straight to their faces, like I tell the women straight to their face. And I treat men and women the exact same way. And that's why I think a lot of ladies call me mean, because this is how I talk to the guys. I don't give a fuck what you went through. What did you do? What did you do? I can understand it, like, somebody ran up and grabbed you out of the car and tried to drive off and you let it fly. Okay, boom, got you. But you telling me that some other bull crap? Yeah, I'm trying not to cuss tonight. Bull crap happened to you, and somebody stole my stuff. So I went to their house, knocked on the door. They opened the door, and I just let it fly. Like, no, I can't give you that, bro. We know how our laws are set up. you might as well call the police on these people, man, and get them locked up for that stuff, man. But it's like people act off of emotions and they think in their head that they can do whatever they want to do. And we got this society right now that's so feelings based that if somebody feels some type of way, they can act upon it. When you really need to be, we need to live in a consequence society. You know, if you do this, there's a consequence to it. That's the way I've always grew up. That's why I don't have a lot of the problems that a lot of people in my family and a lot of people I see around me have. I think about the consequence before I do something.
Yeah.
And I avoid it. I'm like, it ain't worth it.
Yeah, and you think that way because you know, your biggest teacher is growth. So, we probably been through so much shit, and you get to a point like, all right, man, I'm at such and such age. It's time to cut the bullshit.
I just saw other people going through that shit.
Yeah,
I was like,
that too.
Don't look fun. I was like, ugh.
That
don't
too.
look fun.
Let me ask y'all this. What would you say for like women that say, well, the reason why we act like this because men like it, men like girls that act this way.
Foxy, you want to go first?
Sure, why not? I've never heard of any girls saying that. I don't know where they're getting that from, but again, it's about accountability. So monkey see, monkey do, monkey get in trouble too because they do it. You're gonna do it? No. So I haven't heard of that. I don't, and guys liking that, or these women or girls saying that guys like this. I don't know. I don't know if they really. I think they're trying to tell themselves that that's okay.
Well, it's basically like mostly me and JBJ generation. You might hear some girls like, well, if they want to get their body changed, whatever, they do it because of, well, hey, man, like girls with that big ass, big titties, or shit like that, and I would just say this, hey, for girls that do say that, I would like, hey, you're right. Most men do like that. Honestly, I would say 90% of men do like that shit. But the difference is that, most men is not gonna take you serious long term. If you just out in the open. Now you nigga, you might get away with just low key with the shit. You're low key with the shit. Hey, it is what it is. I would just tell you, whatever bullshit you got, that he don't know, take that shit to the grave. You don't want to risk that.
Oh, women already know that. That's why they won't tell you what their body count is.
Yeah, but
right, that's a true story.
Yeah,
like women understand it. They talk about sexual liberation all the time and all this woo shit, and it's not every woman, but it's majority of the ones that are feminized. Yeah, the ones that are feminized. They say that they're fighting against the patriarchy or the societal structures. Ask them what their body count is and be like, yeah, shut the fuck up, stop talking to me, go ahead and bow down and get in line, because you will not tell me how many dudes you've had sex with. So stop playing.
If they do, they're going to make it lesser than, they're not going to make it seem so bad. They'll probably be like, oh, maybe two.
Think about what I said, Foxy. Think about what I said, Foxy. They're not going to tell me the truth. Period.
Right. So what Rob was asking, then I understand, because then I could see why some women would go and alter their bodies is because not so much it is the man's perspective, and that plays a part of it, but it's also in the society, because now society's showing us, to have your body altered. This looks good. So this
is why we like our hoes. That's another thing I understand. We like our hoes like this. Like,
look, I'm being dead serious with you. The shit that ladies do, men don't want. Men don't want it. Men have been saying for the longest, we don't like y'all wearing makeup. No. We don't want you having surgery, changing your bodies. We don't want you having.
So then, who's conducting all this?
Women.
So women are really going because it's that stripper mentality. And that's where it's coming from.
Attention. It's about attention. A lot of ladies.
Yeah, but you have to think, if men are going to the strip clubs, right, and they're seeing all these T and A's shaking around, they come back, even though they don't want their woman to be like that. That's what they're lusting, right? So some of these women are hip. Hold on. I'm gonna land my plane. Some of these women are hip to that game, and this is why they're gonna go out and now do this, because that's to keep their man from wandering eyes or going into with somebody else. And this is why they're changing their way. So yes, in a way they're doing it for the man, but they're doing it for their man. And if their man now leaves them and they're looking the way that they look now, they're going to just go ahead and attract these low life, what kind of dudes. And that's what they're going to bring to the table.
And
but not every woman, we know this, is doing that. And to be honest, let's be for real though, most men are out there in the strip clubs and this is what they see and that's what they fetish off of.
Nah, most dudes ain't in the strip club. Like, that's a small
All
minority.
right.
I mean, dead ass serious. That's a small minority.
Okay, you're not going to strip clubs, you're watching Pornhub. There's some type of sexual stuff that you're watching. Not
like
you,
dudes,
the men are.
I
can't knock on that. Every now and then I hit up at the corn hub.
I don't know what's up with the corn hub, because I'm saying XX videos.
Oh my God, yeah.
What y'all be looking at? XXX videos. But look, y'all, guys have an innate, it's biological to us that we have to get one off. We got to. It doesn't matter whether we doing it with you or whether we watching something and doing something to it. It has to happen. God, it will mess us up biologically not to do that. Dude can't hold that in. Like, I know some girls will be like, "Oh, he just sprayed all over my face." Yeah, he been holding it in for probably about 2 years. Like, we can't be having that. But like, there's a clear difference between the two. Women have to understand this shit, and I don't understand why it's so. Well, I get why it's so hard and it's difficult to like fathom this crap, but we're not the same. We're not the same. We're not equal. We will never be equal, men and women. Because to be equal is to be the same.
This what I would say to Foxy, right? Because honestly, I agree with you saying, and I would say this, like, I think the problem is that, and this is a problem for men and women, right? You see girls, right? You see these girls with the body, like, what I'm saying, they got the BBLs and all that other shit, and they see the quote unquote the awards they get from men, what I'm saying, when it comes to the finance, taking them on trips, what I'm saying, paying their bills, and they feel like, if they need to get a man who will do that to them, they gotta have these, what I'm saying, these they have to look a certain way. So, and also when it comes to men, men, is men out here is picking these girls and making it and lying to women.
Answer that, Rob. Answer that question right there.
What's that?
From Grace.
Help me understand that men always, they visual creatures, but they don't like to work women to do on themselves. No, that's not true. It's the ego that comes with that shit. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times you got these quote unquote independent women. Hey, it's not the fact that you got your own. It's the fact that you got a fucking ego and you feel the need to put that shit in my face. Fuck that. But
what I tell them? You know what I tell them real quick? Look, we will deal with those ladies. See, this is the difference. Yeah. A lot of ladies, like, their game is attention. They're in an attention game. They get the most attention they feel some type of way. The way men judge shit is, what man can you keep? So these ladies that have these BBLs, these breast implants, enhancements, all this stuff, lip injections, all this stuff, yeah, they can deal with guys. But what guys are marrying them?
No.
That's what a lot of ladies need to grade it on. Because a dude like, I see a new car, I'm going to drive it.
Yeah.
I see a new gun, I'm going to shoot it. But am I buying it?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the question. A lot of ladies go out here and do all this stuff. They say they do it for themselves, but then they turn around and say that they're doing it for the men because that's what the men like. That's cap all damn day long. Most men that have money that are doing well off are not with no lady that has a BBL, has lip injections, breast implants, any of that stuff. Men want y'all to be natural. We really want y'all to be natural. That's why we sit over here and say, stop wearing makeup. You lying to us. Stop getting your body changed up. You lying to us.
It's like when you see most like the rappers that married, and I hate to bring celebrities because
I was just you were right in my head.
It's good. It's good you bring up celebrities because that's what they judge off of. That's what
exactly.
If you look at rappers that marry, they wife look totally different from the girls they rap about.
Certified basic. We want to. I'll settle for a 6.
Yeah.
My wife was like I don't use 7, but I had to drop her down because she wasn't an 8. She was a 6.
Yeah,
I'm good with that.
If she meet the qualifications, you know, she's gonna be a good wife, or
She
you know what
do
I'm saying,
everything.
or a good mother, potentially be a good mother, you know what I'm saying. I think like, you know, as long as that woman is exceptional, attractive, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, I feel like,
It's
you
extra
know,
quality.
dudes should look at more girls like that, because I always said, bro, and I tell dudes this too. I'll get on dudes as like, hey, you cannot complain to me about any girl, but if you dealing with quote unquote bad bitches. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, you want the girl with the big ass, big titties, you know, she want to look like a damn Barbie doll, all this other shit. It's consequences when it comes to that girl. Same thing when a woman fuck with a certain man. It's consequences for a certain man that you like. You know what I'm saying? So tell dudes, okay, if you don't want the headaches and all that other shit, all right, you know, you got, I want to say lower your standards, but you got to start open your mind and start finding new ways that women is attracted to you. You know, find new ways that's attractive, you know what I'm saying, from a woman. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, if that means that she, you know, she's like, you know, an average girl, you know what I'm saying, don't have a lot of followers, hey, you know what I'm saying?
That's what guys want. I think a
Yeah.
lot of ladies need to understand that, like, guys don't want, like, we don't want that. Like, yes, hot in the pants ass motherfucking dudes at the club, at the concert, at
We
the
want our hoes.
festival. So
Yeah.
they gonna go because that's easy
Yeah.
to smash.
Yeah.
Like, we look at that and it's like, yeah, that's easy access. I can go over and say a couple words to her, maybe buy her a chicken sandwich or something, and I'm gonna smash. I'm gonna keep moving.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to it, is he going to cup you up? That's where that saying come from. Can you turn a hoe into a housewife? Because we saw a lot of dudes try to turn a hoe into a housewife. We're seeing it right now with Russell and Sierra trying to turn her into a housewife. And I don't think she is certified hoe. But, you know, she got whole tendencies. Lori Harvey, whole tendencies.
Yeah.
It's something that ladies.
Well, I wanted to just add to the fact of celebrities or entertainers, whatever. Look at case in point, T.I. and Tiny. Now, when she was in her group, no one was really checking for her. She wasn't cute.
Because she looked
and
like
what
a
did she
thug.
go? Right. And what did she do eventually? She went and altered her look, altered her face, did all this eye, boobs, face, nose, butt, and all that stuff, right? So, who was she doing it for? Because she's already married.
She was competing against the other women.
So, but and the other woman that her husband liked seeing and being around. Women are going to study that man. If they're really into the man, they're going to study what his likes are, his habits, his dislikes. If they're really interested, they're going to want to know who the man that they're dealing with. And if this woman is married to this man, she's studying her man. Yep. So she did all this altering and stuff like that. He still went out and did what he did. And now she's got this all in her face. She took the blue eye contacts out because she realized this is stupid. Now he's with her now, but she was in competition, yes, with other women, but it's because of the women that her husband was, giving attention to. You see what I'm saying?
She stayed at her man so much that they fucked around, started fucking bitches together.
Nope, there you go. Because she wants to keep her man content and happy, and she's going to do everything and anything to keep that marriage together. Yeah. Unfortunately. And unfortunately for us, we look at these people as, something to model an image off of, and that's not the regular person. We're not them.
Facts. I would tell a lot of people, stop trying to live your lives, model your lives off of what celebrities do. I don't care what the hell these stupid people are doing, because it's just dumb people with a lot of money. You see how the people that have money and actually carry themselves the right way, you don't hear about them.
No, you don't.
You'll hear about a conspiracy that came out of, Bill Gates is having a divorce. What the hell happened? Bill Gates I didn't even know Bill Gates was fucking married. Just being real with you, bro. I don't keep up with that motherfucker, but people that stay in the media all the time, people want to model their lives after that shit. And I'm like, stop doing that.
Yeah. It's like with females when they want to, like, they love Megan Thee Stallion, City Girls, and all these female rappers that say fuck niggas, you know what I'm saying, all this other shit.
Cardi B.
Yeah, but
All
I
these,
don't
you
let
know what
my
these
daughter
girls,
hear
all
this
these
shit.
girls is in relationships.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like when Beyonce said that bullshit in her album.
Right. Exactly.
Like,
Put a
what,
ring on it, and she was already with a man. Come on.
And you know he cheated on your goofy ass.
And,
what?
in most standards, she's a beautiful looking woman in some people's eyes. So for Jay-Z to go out and do what he did, it doesn't matter how you look. She could be an airhead or a bimbo. We don't know. But because she looks a certain kind of way, we're going to give her the benefit of the doubt.
Look, guys will fuck. I'm not gonna say anything.
Pretty much.
I gotta stop. I gotta stop saying it because
that could be anything, and we're not going down that road.
Yeah, we ain't gonna fuck anything.
Because anything could be going.
I don't know. There's a lot of niggas will fuck anything. I'm gonna keep
guys will
anything, even in bestiality.
Nigga, yeah, it's dudes. It's hard out
no,
here.
they are. That's why I'm like,
yeah. Come on, JBJ. I'm pretty sure you'll fuck one ugly girl.
I've smashed ugly girls before in my life. I've smashed girls. It's like final call, closing time, final drinks. Let me go ahead and snatch some up real quick, like, and we gonna get it popping. If it's the fat girl, the ugly girl, the girl with the friend that I don't want to talk to, I ain't never talked to all night. Yeah, we're gonna do it.
You're gonna find something attractive. Like you're like, okay, she might be not.
You go for the best.
Might not be like
option.
all that in the face, but hey, she got that ass, so you know.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, we got a saying over on my channel.
Drinking Hennessy and Casamigos and shit, the ass bend over is gonna look the same.
Like guys, like sex for guys is not like it's a big deal when it comes to it's something that we need to get the fuck off, but it's not a big deal when it comes to like the emotional mindset of what a lot of ladies take it, because a lot of ladies bond off of that. You are letting somebody into yourself. That's a big deal for y'all. For guys,
because we're the receivers. So there's a lot to it more. It's even esoteric. It's a lot bigger than just, you know, that's where the bond is, because now we're exchanging souls and body fluids and all. It gets deeper than just getting your thing. Girls can't just get there. Not every girl. I'm gonna say I'm the exception to the rule, because I swear I was supposed to be a boy in this lifetime. What? I said I'm the exception to the rule because
you don't get wet.
What does that have to do with what I was just about to say?
I don't know where to.
No, she said she don't exchange bodily fluids. I'm like, what? You don't get wet?
No, that's not what I said. I said you exchange bodily fluids and the soul ties.
You don't.
But now it's like
we're not talking about me though.
Yeah, I'm just trying to tell Fergie. I'm sorry.
I know. You trying to get in is what you're trying to do. You're trying to get in.
It just matters.
But listen. He knows. But no, like my mind frame, and I think the way that I moved was like a boy, but then I grew up with like big brothers and my dad, and so I had like a lot of machismo around me. So my mind thought was kind of like a guy, you know. So the stick and move kind of thing, that's what I was doing when I was a kid. And that's why I was pregnant at 15. And so that slowed down.
That's when you had your first kid?
That's when I had my first kid, yep. And she'll be 30 in another month.
Wow, damn. She might.
Yeah, my babies are just as old as you guys.
God damn.
So, you know, I mean, I'm gonna use me as an example. And, you know, when I talk to her, and I have a 24-year-old son and I have a 15-year-old teenage daughter, you know, I'm telling all of them to conduct themselves and carry themselves in places that you know you can't be acting up at. Be mindful about where you're at in your surroundings. For the girls, my daughter's already, you know, my oldest is already, you know, with a person. She's got a boyfriend. But because I don't dress like that, so they're not dressing like that. Women, that's what I'm saying. Like, we're the grandmas, we're the aunties, we're the big mamas. No one's talking to these girls about how they should be conducting themselves.
No.
And I think because some of the mothers are in the clubs too, looking for doing that hot girl summer with them.
Yeah, they
don't belong in there. You don't belong in there.
They sabotage the next generation.
Exactly. and this is why we're gonna this is why there's this fail and there's this woman. I had a kind of discussion on another panel as far as, you know, women with the, you know, they're looking for the 6 figures, 7 figures, 8 figures or whatever. And I'm like, back even in the 90s, we weren't thinking like that. I mean, yeah, sure, some girls were out there looking at the drug dealers who was flossing them, and they weren't even flossing their money. It was what they were wearing and the cars that they drove. That's what attracted them. But for the most part, that's as far as it goes. Nobody was talking about, well, I got to get a dude from Wall Street. We weren't thinking about that. I don't know where this whole new generation of we got to get the 6 figures and 7. Yeah.
Shit, back in your day, you go to the movies. Hey, y'all used to share popcorn. Shit.
I'm saying, and we would go Dutch. So, you know, some women are like, I don't want to thug it out no more. I don't want the thug love. I don't want to struggle love. And I'm like, listen, well, you didn't come in here making 6, 7, 8 figures yourself. So how can you expect the man to do that? But then you want the man to take care of you, but you want to be in competition with the man. Yeah. Which one is it? Which one is it? You're gonna have to submit one way or another.
One way or another.
Yeah. Wonder. Yeah, I always say that. You know, unfortunately, you know, when women, you know, who are very successful and they meet a very successful man, you know, unfortunately, they will have to it's going to be a time they have to take a step back, you know, because at the end of the day, you know, you got to be able to trust the man to lead, you know what I'm saying? You know, I feel like, you know, you still work together, but at the same time, you know, you got to trust his leadership. There's going to be a time where you're going to just have him just lead. So, but yeah.
You know, you want to know some funny shit? Because I had to. It took me a while to come to this conclusion to try to figure it out. But a lot of ladies say, why would I submit to him? But you're with him. And a lot of guys say that she won't submit to me. Why am I with her? You, as a lady, you should not be with any man. Never get into a relationship with a guy that you don't respect. Because if you don't respect him, you're not going to submit to him.
Yeah.
Guys, and guys never get into a relationship with a woman that does not respect you right from the get-go. Like, we could there are simple fixes to a lot of these problems, but we gloss over them like it's nothing.
It's not, yeah. Gotta take some accountability, you know.
You have to.
You would have fucked up man who, you know what I'm saying, lazy, or you know what I'm saying, or don't respect you and cheating on girls, you know, lying and shit. Well, that's your fault at that point, because you know what? You gotta take some accountability. Like you know who he. Most of the time, a lot of girls know the niggas they fucking with ahead of time. You know what I'm saying? Regardless what that dude might tell her, let them know.
No, that was the reason that they was fucking with him.
So if you're gonna complain, don't complain about a man and you just okay with it, and then you want to say, oh, you know, I don't want to submit to him. You got to earn my submission. Like, no, you know, you shouldn't even waste your time with a man like that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
I see a lot of ladies that sit around and say,
and men do that shit too. Like,
oh hell yeah! Like a lot of ladies think that they can change a man.
No.
You're not gonna change a man from who the fuck he is. You can help him grow, but you ain't gonna change him.
He would change by each time they grow. Like grow.
Yeah, he'll change when he'll change when he get ready to goddamn change. Yeah. And when it comes to women, like guys, you can't sit around here and act like you didn't know she was for the streets ahead of time. Like it blows my mind when it comes to like females going for a guy like Future. I don't know why he cheated on me. Okay, amazing. And then you go for guys like Future and you can't believe that he cheated on you. Like, come the fuck on, man. Like, you see what it is. Like, guys think, like, Future don't give a fuck. He just cheating on everybody. He don't give a fuck. He a free agent. And I ain't gonna knock him because he has the ability to do it. But the women that come into that situation, they act like they gonna stop him from fucking doing that. Future's never gonna be married.
Nope.
Right.
And he'll never be married.
Sierra learned that the hard way.
No, she did. And that's why she went to snatch her up with Russell Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
Look at his NFL season. We ain't gonna talk about the Detroit Lions.
But yeah, man. You said what?
The Detroit Lions.
Shut up, Foxy. Don't tell me what I said.
We got the dub last
Oh,
week.
you Detroit Lions? I see. I don't
I'm from
pay
Detroit.
attention no more. Oh, you're. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know.
You
So,
gotta-
hey, we got
you
the
gotta-
dub. We got the dub last week. You know, we're gonna get the dub tomorrow too. So
I think I took you. I think I picked.
Doesn't this make you emotional? Like watching that?
nah, I've been I've been the
Yeah,
Lions
dude,
fan all my life.
Dude,
It is what it is at this point with me. You know.
Yeah, dude, don't let them lie to y'all.
You know,
man. Like,
honestly,
he die hard.
I'm okay about it because my boy Stafford went to LA and got the ring, so I feel a part of that. So,
They take any good part from this
all of
team.
Yeah, because I've been if you come to Detroit and like people really didn't like Stafford like that, you know what I'm saying? You know, they niggas was asking him to get traded a long time ago. But you know, me, I was holding it down for my boy. And I told him once he go to a team, he's gonna win a Super Bowl. And he did that motherfucker the first year. So
And do you have any tattoos of your team on your body?
Nah.
How about you, Jay?
What do you mean tattoos of my
Do
team?
you have any tattoos of your team on your body?
I got USMC right here.
I'm not talking about what you did. I'm talking about your teams that you play.
That's the
that
only
you've
team I
watched
got.
play.
That's the only team.
Okay. So you're a little more dedicated, is what I'm trying to see.
Like I only got something on my body that I work for.
Well, I'm talking about teams because I was so committed to the Steelers that I went and got the Steelers star tattooed on my foot.
On your foot?
Cool.
What part of your foot?
On the top of my foot.
That's cool. Ain't nothing wrong with it. I just never
But-
thought about doing it.
I'm not feeling them. I'm over it.
Oh yeah,
I retired when Big Ben retired, and because the Steelers was getting me so emotional. I was getting my time invested with them, and you couldn't talk to me for 2 days, 3 days. I don't want to hear it after we played and we lost. I don't want to talk.
Let me tell you this.
I'm that type of person. I don't want to talk when we lose.
They rebuilding, like so. You don't get too.
Yeah, I guess I'll watch them when they come back
for a little while. I mean, I say maybe I'll give them like 2-3 years of this. It could be happening.
You're giving them a lot of credit. Because is Juju Schuster Smith still on the team? Because I think he got injured.
He with Kansas City. No. He with Kansas City.
He's out. See, so
he hurt. He hurt. He playing with Kansas City.
Oh, that's why. Okay, so we're not gonna have. So the Steelers are not gonna be revamped for good. They're not gonna see like what we saw when we saw Troy Polamalu and we saw the Brett Kiesel and that's going to be another 10 years down the line before Steelers could ever get back.
One thing about the Steelers, you look at their history, like they know how to pick players.
Absolutely.
So,
Kenny Pickett.
They know how it's a historical organization, so they will figure it out. You got to think about they had like a decades of just winning.
Exactly.
So this is really just something new. I think that they'll figure it out.
Man, they got Kenny Pickett.
Until then, I am retired and I'm not watching any freaking NFL.
But let's get back to the topic real quick. Let's get back to the topic.
Oh, let me tell her this real quick. Hey, Fox, you need to bring your ass around on Tuesdays. And Rob, whatever day Rob decides he wants to do his on a consistent day, come around for the sports talk because we do the shit on like for the NFL.
Oh, I can't. I'm not so savvy about that. I only know about the Steelers. I can talk about the 90s.
It ain't about that, girl. It ain't about that. It's my chance.
We ain't experts either.
Yeah, when it comes down, it really comes down to just picking the team you want and then finding out if they won the next week. That's the whole point of the channel. But go ahead, Rob. I'm sorry.
No, you good, bro. Good. So let me ask y'all this, right? In the video, one thing my man said also, he said, when it come to black folks, when they go to these white, restaurants or laybacks, they not acting that way.
Establishments,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I want to hear like why y'all think is why we act like that.
I'll go first on that. Black people don't respect black people.
Facts.
Like straight up, when it's a black person that owns an organization or owns a business or whatever it is, it's like, hey, first off, let me get a discount. Let me get a hookup. Hook me up. When it comes to these white organizations, no, you don't go in there and ask for no hookup. You pay what the fuck the price is that they have in there. You can see if they got some deals or some bargains or something like that. But you don't go in there and try to be like, brother, man, come on, man, hook me up. Nah, fuck that. The reason that they go in there to these black establishments because they don't have no respect. And it goes to the title that you had. But you could take the woman out and put me in there too, like black people, period.
Yeah.
We don't have respect for our brother and our sister, and a lot of people don't understand that comes down from the long line of trauma that's been passed on to us, where they've taught us to separate ourselves from each other where we don't unite.
Yeah, and I feel like another thing too, we label ourselves as a black business, and so a lot of people don't like when I say that, but
that's a telling card. You showing it right from the get-go. Why would you say you're a black owned business? You're a business, right?
You're a business. You putting yourself in a box when you do that.
I'll bet.
And obviously when we have these labels, our own people don't respect it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man.
Well, here's my answer. I don't know if it partially can be about respect or not having the respect of, but I feel that because it's black owned, quote unquote, you feel comfortable. There's this comfortability there where you can kind of let your hair down, sort of say, and feel a little looser than you would going into an establishment that you couldn't necessarily act the fool in. So I think there's this comfortability, it's me and you, so we can get down. It's your spot, but I feel cool in here because it's you. And as the saying goes, not all skin folk is kinfolk, right? Or all, you know what I'm trying to say. And so like this couple here that said that they own, that they got their DJ, that they tell the DJ they fire DJs if they start playing, hoochie mama songs and stuff like that. And so I respect that because, there has to be some type of accountability, right? And there has to be some type of responsibility there where it's like, all right, you could hear that down the block. But in this place, even though you see us, black folk in here, we're not going to be conducting ourselves the way they're doing down the block.
Yeah.
We have to somewhere put our foot down to it, and a salute to them that they're doing it. I think that's a little rigid of how they don't take no birthday requests. They don't, so they running kind of a tight ship. But I sometimes you got to be like that. Sometimes you have to pull the rank for people to buck up and fall in line, because we've had it's too much of this going on, too much of this twerking. I mean, you see them in the street just cutting loose. Like there's no kind of, record for them or decor. So.
Yeah, man, it's like this shit is crazy out here, and like I said, like they don't care where it's at, what I'm saying? Like they got some music or shit, long they got their phone, they just with their girls, they gonna do it, and look, I salute like these owners from Turkey Hunt for just having these strict rules, because it's needed. It's very needed. JBJ, you still there? Hell no. But
even in like a Hooters could it could go borderline being a spot where some people might let loose and get a little whatever.
Yeah.
But it's still owned by another group of people that are not going to allow that. Now they'll allow the girls wearing the tight t-shirts and the little Daisy Duke shorts, but that's it. Mm-hmm. And they're running the show. And no one bats an eye. You still go in there and get your chicken wings and watch the game, and you just enjoying the view. So what this couple is doing, why can't we do the same thing and it not be a problem? See, because we don't understand that there has to be some discipline, and some of our folk lack that because they're not, as it goes back to being at home, your mothers are not teaching you how to conduct yourself and how to walk around here with some type of dignity.
Right. Let me ask you this. You know, I'm a person, I want to have these conversations, but I also want to also figure out a solution. So,
Right.
what do you feel like the new mothers, the mothers now, right, with very young children, young girls, you know, so not telling them like what you should teach your daughter, but like, you know, saying what as shit for fathers and mothers, how should we teach? What should we tell our kids about self respect? Mostly young girls.
Well, that's a good question because there's a different beast out here. We got social media that's just taken over. But
And now, when I
you know,
mean, I'm not trying to not telling the kid like, oh, you should do this and that, because I'm the type of like, hey, you know, you start demanding kid to like the older they get, tell them like, oh, you better not do this and that, you know.
right? They're gonna
Sometimes
go ahead and do
they're
it.
gonna do it anyway. I mean, I see it now. Like I get on my daughters about little stuff, and regardless if I tell them you shouldn't do that, you, like don't do that, they're gonna do it. So, but
Well, here's the thing, because I do have a younger child she's a teenager. And I feel that you need to respect your children just as you would want to get respect from them. Why? Because they are human beings as well. So if you hear them out, they're going to talk to you. If you give the child the time, they're going to open up to you. If you're busy, you know, granted, there's working parents, there's, you know, whatever the case may be. But if you carve out a little time for these kids, guarantee you, they're going to talk to you. And then there could be this dialogue back and forth of what self-respect looks like. But again, it has to come from home, like because the parents are the first teachers. So if you talking about be this and you cursing your kids out and you're treating them like trash, guess what? They're going to treat everybody else like trash because they're learning this from home. So I think just having this respect for your children, even though they're little and they may not know it all, and you're guiding them, just give them your time, give them your ear so that, you know what I mean? So that they can talk and then say, you know what? I don't think it was right. You know how many times my kids was like, oh my, you not fair, da, 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 and then explain why. And I got to sit there and be like, all right, guys. Even if I want to counter them, I still be like, all right. And I'm listening to them. I mean, if they're dead wrong, then you going to get the lashings. But for the most part, listen to them. They got voices and that's all they want to do is be heard.
Yeah, you know, and we reflect on how we was raised, you know, how we couldn't really get a say so, and
Exactly.
a lot of that, you know, not having like certain conversations with your parents, and you know, having that fear to tell them certain things, you know, we will find that ear ourselves, you know, that ear might be our a friend, maybe another relative. Hey, most case for young girls, they're gonna find another man that will listen, or pretend to listen. You know. So yeah, man, we just like, you know, I feel like, you know, what you did, what you're doing, and I feel like a lot of people, my generation, what we doing, we really want to break them curses. You know what I'm saying? Change the narrative.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so when it comes to like children, you know. Not saying, you know, because at the same time, you still gotta have some type of discipline when it comes to your children. I mean, discipline. I'm not talking about you gotta whoop your kids, because I don't do that.
Right. There's different forms of discipline.
You gotta let them know, like, hey, I'm not with the shits. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm with the shits. Like, don't like. I will snap on your ass too. You know. But yeah, it's a balance. You know. The older you get, you know,
and it's not easy, and it's not with rule book. Somebody in the comments said, "Are they paying bills?" You know, that's the same type of rhetoric that our parents would say to us. Yeah. Oh, but are you paying any phone bills? Oh, are you this, that, and the third? Yeah. They're a child.
Yeah, we didn't ask to be here.
Our parents, and our parents are even Caribbean, because I'm coming from a Caribbean family. They'll tell you. You're not even seen. You speak when spoken to, and that's it.
Yep.
I don't care if you're sitting here with adults. You go find yourself something to do, and the child could not voice how they felt and whatever. And so that's why I said, you know what, I'm going to correct this, because I didn't get the, my parents kind of were liberal with me and they talked to me about certain things, but I want to be the one that they'll come to, right or wrong, whatever their situation is, before they go run out to somebody else. Because I was the poster child. I am the poster child. I had, I was pregnant at 15, and I was scared to tell anybody, my parents first and foremost, because they gave me the, well, you're not paying bills, or, you a child, you're in a child's place. And yeah, we know that, but we still got to give them a sort of respect, because they're little people and they have feelings and emotions too. We know that they're not doing, they don't pay the rent, and they don't pay. Now, if you got a 15, 16, 17, 18, 20-year-old who's, acting like they too big for their britches, then I'd be like, listen, are you paying anything over here?
Yeah.
But if it's a 7-year-old child, the dialogue needs to change. We got mothers out here cursing at their 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds, as if they were their man or their 30-year-old men. F you, F this, get the F over here. Didn't I tell you to get your little F? Excuse me. They're not dogs.
I'd say this I said this before, and I got I ruffled some feathers when I said this. But hey, man, when it comes to the older generation, bro, they ain't no different from the slave masters. They treating their kids like our ancestors was treated.
Man, you even down. Jay will tell you, right down in the South, they'll tell you, go get the branch off the tree and whip your behind with that. What kind of what?
Ain't that some shit? Most parents will force Christianity to you. They will whoop your ass. You don't.
And so who does that sound like then? Who does that sound like?
I'll tell you, it's one thing to force it and not live by it, and that's the problem. A lot of black parents forced it and then live by it, and they
don't live by it.
Yeah, they learned that from the people that forced it on them and didn't live by it. So the cycle of the curse just keeps getting passed on and passed on. But it is what it is.
There has to be a stop. And what this couple is doing is pumping the brakes on that. You could be twerking all over there in that establishment, but over here, this is what we're doing. So,
I appreciate it.
Yeah, for real.
I appreciate it. Like folks that have something going for themselves. I learned this a long while ago. I don't give a fuck what nobody else thinks about me around here. Like all the black folks, white folks, I don't care what race you are. You around me and I'm doing something, you say, oh man, I don't think that. Okay, get the fuck away from me.
Yeah.
If I know, because I don't think I'm a dumb person, and I think I can logically observe reality around me and make good decisions. I got a good track record of doing that. You sit around here and tell me you don't think that's cool or whatever the fuck. Yeah, just go ahead and sit back and you'll see what I do in a year. And a lot of people sitting back, hey, you motherfucker did it in a year. It is what it is. So it is what it is. I ain't tripping off of it. Like, folks need to get out of that peer pressure mindset where they just want to fit in. I don't give a fuck about fitting in with people. I'm gonna do my own damn thing. People will come try to holler at me. I ain't coming to run for you.
Facts.
But you know what, Jay? There's this competition, and that's with social media. So you got an older generation, and I say older respectfully, you and Rob and me, that the 25-year-olds, the 17-year-olds, the 15-year-olds, like we're in competition with social media doing all this extra nonsense, showing them all kinds of different stuff. Like, how do we show them? You know what I'm saying? And just like you said, or Rob said, you gotta lead by example. You have to walk that line too. So that's why I can't really come at my kids too much, because I was out there doing all this.
Well,
you know what I mean? So you can't be walking around and see, but some of these parents be walking around holier than thou, and they think that, because now they got out of their BS ways and they did all that stuff, that now they've become this good Christian person. And no. That's a hypocrite. You can't sit there and allow your kids them doing whatever, and then you wagging the finger at them when you was out there running around. You probably did worse than what your kids doing.
That's where the gray area and the complexity comes into it. I'm not gonna knock a parent that went out there and messed their lives up, and then they advised their child not to do exactly the same thing that they did. I think that's a good parent to advise them not to do what they went through, and I think that's the whole point of parents. Like, we went through these struggles, so me as a parent, I should advise my child so they should never have to deal with any of the bullshit that I dealt with. And I understand there are going to be things that I dealt with that my kids are going to have to deal with. There's certain things in life that you just can't avoid. Like, sadness, happiness, and all that other woo stuff. But there are certain situations that a parent should advise their child on not having to deal with. I'm not going to call the parent a hypocrite because they're advising their kids to do something different than what the fuck they did. But I
think it is hypocritical, and I don't. Because guess what? I was out there. I was a knucklehead kid. All right, going to different schools. Listen, so I'm the prime example of what you don't want to do. However, I can't completely try to have them walk a straight line when I wasn't. And just because now I've gotten better at being an adult or whatever, that's going to be a hypocrite. I'm not going to be acting like I'm holier than thou now because I've gotten knowledge of self and my kids are, going through their life now. I can't,
I'm sorry, Foxy. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was saying but that's the beauty of communicating with your kids. You're understanding that the older your kids get, they're gonna get exposed with a lot of shit without you even trying. So It's like at the end of the day, you just like, I feel like what most parents are doing now, they just being honest with their kids. You know what I'm saying? Just telling the truth, like, hey.
Yeah, they need to.
I was this. This is why I'm not just getting on your ass, just getting on your ass because I did this shit. But at the same time, as parents, we also have to know when to step back, tell them the shit, but also understand even if they look like they're not listening, you know what I'm saying? Understand when we tell them this stuff, it's for a lifetime. So the information that we telling them now is not probably for them for right now. This is just planting a seed once they get to a certain point in their life. So at least if they did make the mistakes, they find they could I will say find different ways where they could adapt, and also they could also sit back. Okay, that's why Moms was telling me that. Oh, that's why Pops was telling me that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why I feel that's why I feel like we have a disconnect with generation because generation before, they feel like they always want to put in our face like, oh, we don't listen. No, it's not. We listen. Maybe we just didn't understand where you was coming from at the time. Maybe that, the reason why we listen because, it wasn't our time to really take in that information. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
To give us time to grow. You know what I'm saying? One of my favorite quotes by Tupac, you know what I'm saying? Like
he said Tupac?
He was talking about,
he doesn't know I'm a big Tupac.
He was talking about, hey, I can't change the world. I don't know I'm gonna change the world, but at least I know I plant the seed. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So I sparked the brain.
You know what I'm saying? What we need to do when it comes to teaching, when we talk about women with self-respect, you know what I'm saying? Reason why we'll talk about women like this because they have to understand all you're doing is planting the seed for other young girls to do this shit. You know what I'm saying? Cardi, Nicki Minaj, all they did was plant the seed and look and influence you to do this shit. Same with the dudes. You get influenced by bullshit too. You know what I'm saying? Rappers and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So, we what you're doing is you're just planting the seed in your children's mind. That's what we need to just start doing. This is why I will forever say, I don't care what nobody say, that, saying to solve all this solution when it comes to black folks or America is children. Because goddamn it, we have to understand children not going to be children for very long. So, you know what I'm saying? We too damn worrying about how we can see the change. Fuck us. It's fucked up now. It is what it is now. You know what I'm saying? We need to focus on these children and just plant the seed so when they get older, they can do it better than us. You know what I'm saying? How about that shit? So,
that's right.
But yeah.
I can't hold it. I can't hold it all. Kids are the future. That's one thing that I think people have been saying since the beginning of the time. I know that name Mandrell.
It's when
Mandrell.
I
Nah, bring Mandrell up. Mandrell,
what happened? The conversation was going smooth. Now it's about to go
put this
downhill.
veteran on here. It don't even matter. I'm already at my closing time. But
what up, Mandrell?
Yeah, Mandrell. Hey,
what's going on?
What's the deal,
you
bro?
alive?
Yeah, I'm alive, man. I had to get. I wasn't done getting my shit set up here.
Oh, okay.
You ain't got your camera on. You wasn't ready. You just jumped in.
Yeah. I'm sick and tired of this nonsense I'm hearing up here tonight.
What was the nonsense part?
I don't know. I just got here.
No, you just said you literally just said I was getting sick and tired of all this nonsense I've been hearing up here. And I was like, what nonsense? No, I don't know. I just got here. What?
Yeah, it's true.
That's an oxymoron.
But we was talking about what happened to women's self-respect. We was watching this video.
Man, Drill over there eating chicken, man.
Are you want to watch the video?
Hey. I know,
he over
man.
eating chicken. I hear him. I hear him smacking.
Jay, I know I'm fucked up right now, man, but come on.
Look, man, Jay can't eat chicken and shit.
Jay, I know I'm fucked up right now, man. Come on, but come on, man. I hadn't eaten all day, literally. I really haven't eaten all day, but I'm hungry.
But no, man, Joe. So we was talking about reacting to this video, right? The owners that own is the husband and wife. They own the turkey hunts in Houston, and they was talking about how they had to put in a dress code because people wasn't dressing the right way, and they was talking about mostly women, and a lot of women was giving them like backlash, calling the wife insecure. She just don't want her husband looking at women, all this other stuff. So I'm gonna play this for you. I'm gonna see what you got to say about it.
Culture inside of your restaurant, I remember coming about 2 years or 3 years ago. It's about 3 years now, and nighttime pack. Like you guys, you really got a great environment just overall.
It's a double sword.
But let me ask you, because you kind of like off in the hood down there. You got this new dress code that I saw go like
it's not new.
It's
not.
No,
new.
let me tell you this. Let me please let me break down this dress code.
Let this go viral.
Please let me break down this dress code. The dress code was implemented simply because in all of the years that we have been in business, we never had to implement a dress code. We never have to tell people how to act. We never had to do anything like that. Now it came to a point where you have people coming in just wearing any and everything. And you can visibly see other customers bothered by what these people have on. As a man, he was bothered.
Like, damn.
A lot of times people say, oh, she implemented the dress code because she didn't want her looking at women and da-da-da-da. It was him. It was his idea.
I ain't gonna lie.
It was his idea. It was his idea to implement a dress code.
You bring your child in there and the child looks and says, Mommy, I've seen it where we sit. And they look at the daddy like,
and then you sit there while you sitting there, you got our kids come to the restaurant from time to time, and you got women that no clothes on, they just sitting there, they twerking. It's like, what happened to our self-respect as women?
I also saw it's a restaurant owner in Dallas who also had like an issue where he where people were like twerking and doing.
And I respect him. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I respect it. You know one thing I always say, and I'm not going. It's not a race card, man. Y'all don't go in them goddamn white spots and do all that. Y'all don't go in Eddie V's. Y'all don't go in McCormick Smith. Y'all don't go in that twerking. Let me tell you something. And she'll tell you this: we have a DJ.
We do.
So the flip side to this is, with the other side, we don't have a DJ. Don't set up your environment. She'll tell you this: I done fired DJs for playing pop, all that type of shit. No. See, I don't play, man.
Seriously,
man, I don't around. I play country and R&B. If a woman,
and we don't take requests.
I don't take no birthday song, no nothing. You will get fired for playing some bullshit. The DJ sets the tone. If you play, it's your birthday. What you think black women gonna do if they've been drinking 42?
Start tearing it up.
Yeah.
Hey, when they start getting crunk, you know what I tell? I text the DJ, put on Nora Jones.
He's not lying.
Put on Nora. You'd be surprised with them black people saying that Nora. Come on. They look at the DJ. It comes at twerk.
All right. Now, what's your question for me, Rob?
So what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, man, Drew, stop eating chicken, bro. That's the first thing. Stop eating chicken, man.
Hey, Jay, I haven't eaten all day, man. Give me a
Look,
little
man,
grace.
you should have waited and came up after you got done eating, man. You over here just eating and smacking and shit.
Well, I mean, Kate Ivey is still governor, man. I got to eat my feelings.
Damn.
Okay. So, and it's not because she's a woman. It's because she's a white woman. But no, to the question. Listen, they don't have any self. The women who behave that way don't have any self-respect. They're not trying. They're not trying to do better or be better. And to people, they like to counter this by saying, "Well, who says that way is better?" I'm like, do you want anyone to take you seriously? You may not like the circumstances, but the circumstances are what they are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You may not like it, but if you want to play the game, you're going to have to play by the rules. That's it.
Yeah.
You know, and they think you're wrong because he's right. They don't go into white establishments and act like that. Let's be serious.
Nope.
So why would you want to come in my shit and fuck it up?
No respect. That's why.
You have no respect for me, nor yourself, nor for black people as a whole. Hi, Foxy. How are you?
Salute, Mandro. Thank you.
Hell nah, hell nah. Don't be talking to my girl like that, man.
What?
Wait, so Mandro, can I ask you? Do you feel that it's just about self-respect? Because my take was. Well, go ahead. I'm gonna have you answer that first. Do you feel like it's all about like not having respect?
Yes, respect. Period. They don't respect those restaurants. Another restaurant owners. They don't. I mean, it doesn't even cross their minds that okay, this is a black restaurant. Why don't I help them be able to franchise? Open up another location across town or another city or state by at least behaving myself and making this a place where people feel comfortable to come and eat. The least you can do is behave yourself. No one's saying that be a square, but is it about respect? Absolutely. They don't have any respect. They don't care.
Okay.
All right, well, Mandrill got that off his chest. That was some bullshit.
No, let me speak after that. It's not it's not BS. Let me explain to you.
No, David, hold up, David. Don't be coming in here like you about to sling a goddamn slingshot and hit somebody in the face with it and take a giant out. We ain't got time for that David and Goliath type shit. Look, he did a little blow dart. He over here sneak deep.
That's for you.
I had to go to Rob first. Rob is the host of the show. I'm co-host.
Sorry, Rob.
Rob, what was you already got everybody in here. Somebody got an echo. Somebody got to turn off YouTube in the background. Somebody got to do that real quick. But Rob, going to you. And why are you not in the middle? We got to get you in the middle.
However, I want to hear from Foxy. Foxy, what did you think of this?
Hell no.
Scenario.
Mandrell, shut up, Mandrell. You don't run that down here. Rob is the host.
I know Rob is the host, but he ain't hosting. So somebody says.
All right, here you go. Go ahead, Rob. You on mute, bro. Rob,
Yeah. Anyways, Rob ain't hosting.
Rob, you on mute. You on mute.
Somebody has to.
Rob, you on mute.
Listen.
Rob, you on mute.
It's okay, Jay.
Rob, you on mute. You still on mute, Rob? Rob, can't nobody hear you. Rob done hit something.
Oh man, this is too much for you right now. I ain't trying to die laughing.
Rob. All right, here. Well, while Rob figuring his out, we had and we had David come up. I'm gonna let Mandrell come back up because I'm co-hosting tonight. So we're gonna start.
Anyway, like I said, Foxy, I would like to.
Like he said, he gonna shut the hell the fuck up.
No, like I said, I'd like to hear what Foxy has to say.
No.
Rob may have to go out and come back in.
We can do this all.
Oh my goodness.
I'm
Musical panel.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Stop.
I'm lifting weights, y'all. Y'all see me over here lifting weights?
Childish.
Lifting weights. Hey, man, Drill. Man, Drill.
What's up?
Drill.
What's
Man,
up?
Drill. Hold up real quick, all right? Just hold
all right.
up.
This
You
is
got
too
me?
much.
You good? You good? We good?
We good.
All right. First, I'm going to Dusto. Dusto, I'm pretty sure you caught a little bit of the conversation so far, a little bit of the topic. What are your thoughts so far?
Well, you see what had happened was I was listening, then I left, then I came back. So I heard y'all talking about twerking in black establishments.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
here, you want me to give you a question off of the
yeah.
video and then to kind of put you in the mindset?
Yeah,
right.
we go.
What is the issue when it comes to when a black person has a business and they put rules in place that black people have a problem with? Because, you know, like we wouldn't go to a white establishment and act a certain way. So why do we act a certain way when it's black owned businesses?
Unfortunately, I have a partial disagreement.
Go ahead.
Because all races of women twerk and act a fool in all types of establishments. It's all about the environment.
Mm-hmm.
When they spent $400 and $500 to go in a restaurant, they're gonna take it a little bit different than if they spent $5 to go in a restaurant. So it's more of a class issue than it is a race issue.
I would agree.
You're not gonna twerk in the police department headquarter building when you're there to pay a parking ticket. But if you're at a restaurant, Lil Mo's and them's restaurant, and it's on the east side somewhere, and they ain't got but one waitress that can't even remember, and it's some soul food and some, you know. Meaning, what type of tone do you set for what it is, what type of business that you have, and what type of company do you invite?
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, like where I live, because they say you got to support black businesses because of black. Okay, so I went to a couple of I guess you call them clubs, and it's 300-pound wiggified mules standing in line. I tried to give them a chance, but this Florida, it's 102 degrees, and it's a brunch. They ain't got somebody working the door right. I'm standing outside 15 minutes sweating my bald head. I left. You don't get my money. So I can imagine what was going on the inside. They can't even get me through the line. If I go to a Hispanic restaurant, they got enough workers. They got an establishment. It's organized. They get my money. I tried. You over here failed. They got a chance. They won. Open competition, regardless of race.
There you go.
And nobody was twerking either.
Capitalism.
Fair game. Competition. Capitalism.
Look, with Dusto saying that, I got to go to David next. And then after David.
Hold on. One more point. There are some, like when I went to Houston, Turkey Leg Hut was on point. There was a restaurant called Boku. It was black.
That was who. That was actually who was saying that they kicked these people out that be twerking.
Turkey Leg Hut in Houston.
Yeah, that was.
That was just random. I was just mentioning it.
No, you was right on point. That was who we was talking to, and it was like, yeah, my husband came up with it. Y'all can get the fuck out.
Oh well, damn. Well, it was few in Houston that had their game together. There was some mixed, but that's all I got. I ain't gonna hold the mic.
All right, we going to
saying it's not all about race.
Yeah, it's all classism. My bad.
And white girls twerk too. They actually twerk more. They're just skinnier.
Yeah, real shit. Rob, I still can't hear you. Say something. God damn it, Rob. Go to your settings.
All I see is dreads wobbling.
Yeah, go to your settings, man. Go to your settings and go to audio and figure out which one it's coming out of. But David, I'm coming to you because you over there got the chuckles tonight. So
well, you bring the comedy, I can't help it. So
the question is, what happened to women's self-respect? And we can actually open it up. What happened to black people's self-respect? I want you to answer that question. And after I'm going to V-Ben Israel.
I will be logical about it. I will have to partially agree with Scam Likely. Now, when
Mm-hmm.
it comes to black business, it's something I've been
Who's Skim
observing
White?
within it in New York City.
Dusto.
Dusto.
Okay.
I got about 50
Now,
minutes.
Quit drinking the
I
8
was
ball,
like,
man.
what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, slow down on the 8 ball,
Rick, keep
bro.
going. I'm sorry. Dude. Go ahead.
so
Nigga
when
said
it
drinking
comes
8
to
ball.
you're a twin brother, please calm down, calm down. Okay. So when it comes to dealing with black business, I've noticed this is a trend. When it comes to black business, black people feel it because it's our business. You don't need no rule, no regulation. You can act how you want to act because it's quote unquote our establishment, which is the modernized standard of ignorance. It's not that they don't have self respect, they don't have self love, they don't have integrity, they don't have accountability, no responsibility because there'll be the same group of people who will go on social media and say we don't have our own this, we don't have our own that. But when they see a fellow brother or sister establish a very profitable business and they want that business to grow, instead of respecting the business, they'll disrespect it more because they don't have the self love within themselves. Now, like you said earlier, if you go to Papados or any high class restaurant, they can't twerk in that establishment because first thing can happen, security will pull you out and kick you off the establishment. That's number one. Number two, God forbid they want to call the police and they press charges for you called disturbing of the peace, so to speak. Now, when black people want to establish a very respectable business and want to have dress code or rule of engagement, this is where we have the pushback. Oh, what you trying to act like you're proper? Or that's the level of ignorance that people show who have low information, low IQ, low level of understanding, low level of comprehension, whereby they feel like you can treat any black actor as if you're still in the hood because they're stuck in that mentality. They don't know how to get themselves out of that type of mind frame and say, you know what? Let's help bring this better business. Let's help make it the one the best place to come to. Let's make this place more respectable so you don't have to go to other people's establishment. They don't see it that way. They don't see the big picture. This is why I always say that when it comes to black business, it's hard to get support with their own people because 9 times out of 10, the majority of the demographic who are highly ignorant don't see supporting the business in the right way will help bring back more fun to the community where you can build more new things. They just feel like they can treat it any way they feel like. Because I remember seeing the video of what happened back in the 1990, like 1992, when they burned this person's business down. And this man was pissed. I remember seeing that video and they say, why you to burn my business? I built it from ground up. I didn't do y'all that. I'm from the hood too. Why you gotta rob my business? Why you gotta steal from me? And I could see that expression on his face. In his mind, he was like, I can never trust my own people to support my own establishment because they'll be the same people come back that way. So that's the mindset that people in the world see when it comes to African American. You cannot trust them to support their own establishment because they may sabotage it.
Hmm.
And that is bad. Now in New York City, it's more than just the African American, it's the Latino of the ghetto doing the same exact thing. The incident that took a few months ago in that apartment in Manhattan. Three ignorant jabroni destroying an establishment which I know for exactly. In that region, you screwed. You ain't coming out. That region in Manhattan, they don't play around with that type of nonsense. You go in and Detroit people and the rent, the real estate in that area, it's no joke. And you that like
Hey,
a half
David
million
though.
dollars.
David though.
Yeah.
I ain't. I'm gonna try to
I'm sorry.
speed.
I'm sorry. I just added
Yeah,
everything
I'm
to.
about to say everybody be talking tonight. Like I want to,
No,
because I gotta get the, I gotta
I
get
get.
the intro.
I apologize. What I'm trying to say is
No,
this:
no, you good. Break it down real quick.
there's the issue when the demographic, no, not the government, the majority of the people in our community don't see beyond the level of ignorance they already had onto. So what they do, they sabotage themselves. They self-sabotage themselves in ways whereby they can't make no more excuse anymore and say why we don't have our own when you have your own. Instead of support in the right way, you support it the wrong way. You try to sabotage it. You trying to make a mockery of it. So I can't blame these owners having rules and regulations just to make sure you don't bring the shenanigans into their establishment, which is necessary.
I
Yeah.
like that.
Can y'all hear
Props.
me?
Yeah, Lil Rob in the game. Lil Rob.
He got the right connection. Let's got the score on that one.
Jesus,
Rob
Jay.
is back, y'all. Look, I'm putting Rob
Yeah,
at the top.
anyway, Rob. Yeah, Rob back.
Hey, look, I like that last part, David. Hold up, man, Drew, because you're going after Israel. But I like what you said, David. I like that
Thank
because
you.
we have some inner self-hate in our like in our back mind that we don't even notice that we do it. Because we won't disrespect those white folks' establishments, but when it comes to black folks' establishments, we feel like we can do whatever the fuck we
And
want
I
to
see
do.
that in New York City. I live in New York City, so I see that on a regular. So I ask myself
That's
the same question every day. Why is the same thing over and over? And I had to step back and start to analyze. I start to realize, like, oh shoot, they don't see what they're doing.
Yeah, they don't even notice it. But going to V, Ben, Israel at the bottom, and Rob, you control it after Mandrill go next. V Ben, Israel, the people's champ.
Yeah, what's up, everybody? How everybody doing tonight?
I just want to
What's
let y'all
good,
know
bro?
Luther Vandross just walked into the room. You see how you like to talk. Girl, go and turn off the lights. Israel, go ahead. What you got for him? Like, what do you got on this topic? Like, because I see we getting different views on this one. So, how do you feel about the black owners of the Turkey Leg Hut saying that they implemented a dress code and all that good stuff?
I don't think they necessarily should call it a dress code. They just enforced behavior. Appropriate behavior is what they did. And anytime you don't do that, black, white, or other, the women and children of any demographic will act out. This is a biological fact throughout history. So it doesn't have anything to do with the hood or being in New York or any other place. At any time in history, when you remove male authority from a demographic, the children and women will act out. That's period. Facts. So the men have to instill the rules. And anytime you don't have that happening, you're gonna have disorder. And you have it in the suburbs. You have it in some of the richest, most prestigious areas in the world. I mean, Coachella, anybody? I mean, you ever been to a college town? Those kids get out of control. And they'll flip cars over there, do all kind of those are white kids doing that. But anytime you take the male influence out of a demographic and there's no rules being enforced, you're gonna have disorder. So yeah, the restaurateurs, they did what they were supposed to do. They enforced behavior. Again, I wouldn't necessarily call it a dress code, but that's part of it.
All right, Mandrill had something he wanted to say, and then Rob got back control of this shit. Mandrill?
No, I was curious. Foxy asked me a question. I wanted to know what her thoughts were. I wasn't here for that.
Can I answer that, Jay and Rob?
You don't have to ask their permission. You have mine.
Man, shut up, man.
Yeah, you got our permission.
You don't have to ask their permission. You have mine. Okay.
Okay, so I feel like there's this comfortability, and that's what I was explaining earlier. Is that so you're in the black folk establishment, you feel I could let my hair down a little bit, I could be a certain kind of way, and I know I can't be like that if I go into another establishment that won't condone that type of behavior. So yes, I think it's respect and some kind of feeling comfortable with your own, that you feel like you can kind of be who you are because you're around what you feel is familiar. That's all.
Look,
so how do we explain it when you have the same thing happen with a group of white people?
It's here, I'm breaking down because I think when she was saying what she's saying, I came to like an epiphany. When you see people that look like you, your level of whatever they're trying to set the standard to be, like, here you go, these black people are trying to set the standard of hot etiquette. Don't bring your fucking bullshit in my establishment. Don't bring it in here. Another black person will feel some type of way and be like, hey, black, I'll bring my ratchet ass hoe that I know I'm married, but I'm bringing her up in here, and possibly this situation to pop off. I get what you're saying, Israel, because it's really genetic. Where there's no rules, people are lawless. They do what they do, and I get that 100%. But we do got to point out we do have certain tendencies between each generation and each race. When we get in certain places, and when Mexicans get in certain places, we don't act a certain type of way. We have a lot less lack of respect when it comes to these establishments, especially when it's ours. Like compared to ours, like a white person going to a white establishment and a black person going to a black establishment, they have more respect for their establishment than we do for ours. Can we all agree or disagree?
100%.
Dusto, yeah, I think Dusto disagrees. What you got, Dusto? Now you still on mute, Dusto, you still on mute. There you go.
You just said white people in college are getting drunk, flipping over cars, right?
Yeah, but I think every kid at that age when they're in college and doing that dumb shit, black people that do that too. I'm talking about grown adults, not college kids or high school kids and shit. Like I'm saying, here you go, 35 and up. 35 and up.
35 and up. The women too fat to be twerking. Number one, white and black.
Hey, look, he over here trying to get some arrows shot at him. Look, he's shooting. I wish I was on my side. I would put the gunshots out. Bang, bang.
No, at the end of the day, drunk Hispanics fighting, acting a fool, cutting each other. Yeah, it's all racist. Maybe not the Middle Eastern and Indian. You don't see a lot of that, but Americanized, that's all Americans. Vandalism, tearing up stuff, fighting, arguing, throwing stuff. Yeah, that's all racist.
Yeah,
and it's not necessarily about this establishment. Excuse me, sir. Is your establishment white? Oh no, it's black. Oh yeah. Nah, it's not like that. It's people who are out of control.
Hey, look.
They don't do DNA tests on the establishment.
But they do have a problem when somebody do approach them like, "Hey, you out of pocket. Like you shouldn't do this." You know.
Look, Rob, we got to break this shit down real quick. We all understand there's a difference to going to Walmart and acting crazy and going to Papa Do's and acting crazy. We all have this in our psyche, in our back mind. We know when we can act the fool or when we feel like we can act the fool compared to when we know we can't.
Well, the difference being that Papa Do's is not going to allow it.
Exactly.
That's the difference.
That's what I'm saying. And when black people go to black establishments, they feel like it's going to be allowed.
But see, you throwing the black in it, we've already disproven you. So you can go.
I don't even know what color Papa Do's. Like when I lived in Houston, there's Papa Do's in every part of the area. The one on 16 in Maine is partially hood. If you go to the one on 1960, about Fair, you go to one on Kirby. So same restaurant, people act different based on location. So it's not about race.
Well, he go. First off,
you can go back to the 70s and 80s, right? You can go back to the 70s and 80s in New York City, and them Italians will set it off any restaurant.
And even though you
them are twerking and shit like that, right?
No, we're not talking about twerking. We talking about people getting shot.
Are you only looking? Are you typing in black and then twerk and looking at the video?
I got you.
All races are out of control if you look it up.
Please don't make me go around the panel and mute everybody. Hold up, ready, quick. I'm not trying to make this about race, but we are a bunch of black people on the panel. So who the hell should we be talking about? We're talking about black people. I understand that white people do this shit, Asian people do this shit, Hispanics, whatever. I don't give a fuck what they do. We're talking about us right now, right? Are we talking about us or are we talking about them?
Yeah, but you keep trying to put a special emphasis on black people only doing this.
Because who are we? We should get this special emphasis.
We shouldn't be like, we shouldn't
but brother Israel, the video is about a black couple that own a establishment that they enforced, an ethic or etiquette code or dress code, whatever you want to call it. So that's what we're talking about. We're commenting on.
I understand completely what we're talking about, and I've already responded to it. But that doesn't have any emphasis on saying only black people do this with other black establishments. You did say that. You have said that several times.
I say only black people go and act the fool. Because I agree with you when you said that white people do it and Asian people do it and Hispanic people do it. I was like, hell yeah, they do it. I never said that black people are the only ones that do it. We're focusing on black people right now, though.
Right, but that doesn't have anything to do with the blackness. It's biology. Is what it is. If anything,
I don't think it's biological.
Well, and this has been proven even with the animal kingdom. Anytime you remove the male influence from a pride, the rest of the pride, being the children and the females, get out of control. And that control gets restored when those male animals come back. This is biology.
Yeah, I believe men determine order and we designate how shit moves and shakes. But the women that we have in our society don't even have respect for the men.
No, bro.
Hold on. Let me get it straight.
And let's keep it real. What we mostly see, well, we see black women doing this shit, mostly doing this.
And since you want to say,
I'm not saying that black people is like the only people doing this. I'm just saying is that you would have like the owners like let's say finger hunt, turkey hunt. You know what I'm saying? You know, they've seen this multiple times, and they getting backlash for changing the rules, getting called all type of names, talking about they're insecure, they're wrong, sellouts, all this other shit.
And since you want to say that, what about these restaurants that I know in Manhattan and are owned by male owner, owned by female owner, and they still had ethnic code in there and the way of how to put the conductor, so it doesn't even matter. What you pointed out is not only about biology, it's all about ideology. That is where the factor in today's society. It's not just biology alone.
It's not today's society. You can go back in human history and find examples of this throughout history.
I study history too as well,
like this,
but based on history,
just like this and worse.
No. That shit has never been as bad as it is right now.
Oh, bullshit, man. Sodom and Gomorrah, are you kidding me?
A controlled environment. A controlled environment. Shit has never been this bad. And we have been in a controlled environment for the last, 200 some years? 200.
This environment in control.
I know, but what he did.
No. Everything that happens right now, they allow it.
I know, but he just mentioned Sodom and Gomorrah. You got to put it within content. Sodom and Gomorrah, you see what they call God.
Don't go to Sodom and Gomorrah, man. Don't worry about
mention that, and he have to take a thing out of content. Don't use that.
That's exactly in context. Sodom and Gomorrah, Babylon, Persia. Come on, man. Let's be real. If you know history, you've always seen elements of this behavior pop up when the men weren't controlling the society.
I understand.
You always had this element of the population doing this throughout history. It's no difference.
Israel, hold on real quick. David, say what you got to say real quick. Hold up, David. Say what you got to say real quick. Finish it out. 45 seconds. And then no. David, say what you got to say real quick, 45 seconds. Okay. And then I'm going to let Israel rebut it. If you got a rebuttal to his rebuttal, you'll say something real quick, and then we're going to keep it moving.
What's going on with today's society is not about biology or about ideology. It's all about classism. Based on certain class, based on certain ideology, people act and conduct themselves according to what they know and understand. Within certain community, they have what they call a level of integrity to hold themselves accountable. Other communities don't, which is understandable. So when it comes to businesses within certain community, they expect people to respect their own business to grow it up. In some places, there's no respect level. There's no standard put in place. That's why we have what we have in today's society. You can't put everything on biology if you're looking more into detail. It's like you're painting a broad brush without understanding what is taking place at hand.
All right, here you go. Check it. Now, Israel, your rebuttal.
Biology plus environment equals culture. Okay. So whether you call it ideology, philosophy, or with any other $10 words you want to use, it's all saying the same thing, and it's always been present throughout history, across time, across continents. You've always seen this behavior to some degree. It's always been there.
So don't make it right though. Like it's still you can't
No,
deny.
I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's right at all. I'm not saying that.
All right.
All right. Well, if that's the case, then look, pointing it out and calling it out, we have a problem when it comes to black people understanding that this is a black establishment. We do not treat that the same way if we went to a white establishment. Can we all agree that we do that? Or is
No.
he not gonna say that we
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
but we see it
I
in our
agree.
community.
I disagree.
You disagree? You don't think that black people okay, here, let me reframe the question one more time. Us as black people, do we not notice that other black people that own businesses have other black people come in there and disrespect it?
You mentioned Papados and Walmart. I actually don't know what race they are, but they act a fool in both those establishments. I think Walmart would be, which I don't do DNA tests on establishments, but Walmart, parking lots, neighborhoods, people act a fool of all races in all places. If you grab your phone and put white girl twerk, there'll be somewhere and they'll be twerking. If you put Hispanic girls twerk, there will be somewhere in some establishment twerking. If you look for it, you will find it. Meaning, if you want to say, hey, black people are violent, put black violence, you'll find black violence. White people are serial killers. You put white serial killer in, that's what you'll find. If you want to say white people are broke, go to AutoZone and Waffle House, and you'll see some beat down looking white people in there working. I'm just saying the false narratives when people just throw black as victims or as always effing stuff up. And if that's the case, throw the false narrative of black is screwing up and just keep it all away and just say, all right, we just
well, that's not a false narrative.
What?
You niggas are always fucking some shit up.
You're proving my point.
I know.
Look, when it comes,
I'm black. I can't help it. It's genetic.
When it comes down to every race as a whole, we all got fuck ups. You know, you got the hood people, you got the trailer park people. Black and white just picked up right there. Got them out the way. They got slums for the Irish. You know, all these other. We all have the capacity to do all of the things, bad or good, in the world. We know this, right? We all know this. But it's more about tendencies. Then we got to take into equation of what positions have these people been put in. I agree that black people have been put in a fucked up position. But besides the point, I don't know about Rob, but I'll talk about myself.
Drop the link, Rob.
Fuck about anybody's excuses.
Rob, drop the link.
All right,
Rob, Rob.
Yeah. People in the chat asking for it.
Look, I don't care about what any position anybody came from. Somebody got an echo. But you gotta do what you gotta do.
Mama. See if it's me.
I think it might be you, Duster. It might have been
but also too, man, like I could get what y'all talking about, but at the same time, it shouldn't even be a problem if they set these rules. You know what I'm saying? Do you have these type of rules? My problem is actually people having a problem with this shit. You know what I'm saying? And calling these people all type of names and shit. But everywhere else, when they have set rules, you know what I'm saying? You know, it'd be like, oh, it is what it is. It is what it is. You know, yeah, they follow their shit. But when it comes to like what I seen a lot of like ignorant shit when it comes to like family oriented like restaurants. When it versus like the it's in the inner city where it's mostly black people, and the difference is when you're in the suburban areas. I see a difference in that. Now, do they act a fool? You might have some that act a fool, like you said, at Walmart and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But I see it mostly when it comes to like the inner cities and shit.
Hey, Rob, can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
You're from Detroit, right?
Yes. I see a lot of rash and shit.
Have you been to, let's see, Hamtramck?
I bet you do in Detroit.
Yeah.
Have you been to, I don't know that culture, but have you been to North Pontiac? Somewhere where it's all Hispanic and it's a beat down area, and went to one of their clubs, restaurants, or whatever, about 1, 2, 3 in the morning.
Yeah, Pontiac ain't shit.
How do those Hispanics, or actually if you go to Waterford, how do those white people act if you go into a shady part of town? How do they act?
In Pontiac, I don't see too many Hispanics.
Or Detroit. I just don't know Detroit. I just know Waterford. I know my family's from Pontiac.
Yeah.
But if you go to somewhere where the money ain't looking right and the people ain't looking right, does it matter what race they are probably going to be acting a fool?
I still see a difference. When there's a bunch of niggas around, niggas act like they don't know how to act. And I'm not just talking about women, men too. Either they loud talking, saying, cussing and shit out loud in front of people, whereas people just trying to just enjoy their meal and have good conversation with the person they came with, whatever. But, they distract about other people bullshit,
You never been around drunk white people, meth heads, heroin addicts?
Hey, Dusto, I got one for you. Dusto, I got one for you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to complain about what other people's problems are, or do you want to fix the ones that we have?
Yeah, it's like, and let's think about this too.
Oh, go ahead.
As black people, we complain the most about certain shit. So you don't see white people or Hispanics complain about, what's not fair and all this other shit. We the ones always want to prove something. So if we're the ones always want to prove something, do you think we should act a certain way?
No, the thing, my complaint is about incorrectly identifying the problem. Because in that case, if we're going to say we as black, that means we throw even the higher class people and say, you're black, you're twerking. So if we're going to label it the right way.
No.
Remember when I was telling Israel earlier, we are only talking about black people. Black people are the focus. I know that every other race does bullshit. I'm not saying that they don't. We are focusing on black people. It's like when we having a conversation between men and women, and somebody like, hey, look, we're talking about the women right now. Somebody like, what the men do it? That ain't what the fuck we talking about. We're talking about the men right now. So with this conversation, we're talking about black people as a whole.
And we always say black is the best, right? You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, the darkest.
Chill up, goddamn man, Drill. I heard you.
On, man.
First of all, we're talking about niggas.
Before we even get going, Embrace the Grace is here.
Yeah, Embrace the Grace is here. I was about to say that. I was about to introduce our guest.
Yay, Gracie.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. How are you tonight?
Hi, Grace. How are you? Excuse these rude niggas here, because we are, in fact, talking about niggas and not black people. Okay. Welcome. It's my first time meeting you.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome to What We Know Show, my show, and also Let's Talk with JBJ, his show. Yeah.
Okay, this is my thoughts on this. This couple has a business. Mm-hmm. They know the problems that they're going to run into due to how we act. So they are enforcing a code etiquette. We are addressed on how we dress. I went to a school where we wore uniforms. And when you wear a uniform, you act different from a kid. You tend to, let me change my words. You tend to act different from when you're wearing a blazer and a tie and an Oxford button-down shirt than when you're wearing J's and baggies and a hoodie. And that's the same thing this couple is trying to do. And it's a shame that we as a culture have to tell grown-ass people how to dress, because evidently, these past 3 generations don't know how to dress. I remember my parents used to dress me like we was going to church when we would go on an airplane. Okay? You wouldn't think of leaving the house without brushing your hair and brushing your teeth. But you go outside now and you see bonnets and fluffy slippers. So I don't blame them.
That's right.
They need to be, because since we can't be doing things by choice, we have to be told how to do things by force, because we're not going to act right. We
Fact.
are ratchet, we are ghetto, and it's people like us who are trying to make a change that have to talk about it. We need to be more part of the solution instead of more about the problem.
The
We
problem.
talk
Yeah.
all night. We could talk here till Tuesday night about problems, but let's bring solutions to the table. And that's all I have to say right now about that.
I'm with your sister. That's what I'm talking about. Somebody with a brain has come up on the panel. Apart from me, of course.
Of course.
No.
It must be a light skin thing then, maybe, huh?
I'm saying, yeah.
We're supposed to come to you. Mindra, your thoughts.
What about me? I'm dark skin.
Yeah, it makes you the worst one. And plus you're African. You're not even black. Okay. So
Oh my goodness.
Hey, JBJ, this is why.
Man.
Shut up, Dusto.
Man.
That's why.
I see what you're talking about.
Anyway, but on an honest note, let's be honest here.
Yeah, we just having fun.
Yeah, I was just having fun. Anyway, let's be honest. I mean, it's not good to see anyone misbehave in public like that and make a mockery of somebody's establishment. I don't blame these people at all. You know what I'm saying? You have to have this kind of stuff. You have to have a code of ethics. You know what I'm saying? Because when people misbehave, they can't say I didn't know. No, you have these established rules and barrier and boundaries that everyone has to fit in. Now, well, you ain't kicking out white people. Well, they're not behaving like this, are they? They're not breaking the rules. If you didn't break the rules, you still be here. But since you're not, you got to go. But then the crazy part is when those people they claim you're wrong. When all they had to do is follow the rules like everybody else. I mean, it is what it is, dude. I mean, those people, some people, you can't save everybody. You can't. So some people going to have to be left behind and left out. Fuck them.
I keep telling everybody all the time, look, everybody's not going to make the boat.
Everybody ain't going to make it.
Nope.
It's not.
Everybody's not fit to go on the journey.
They're not.
Exactly.
And look, I want everybody to understand this conversation right here. This is about black people. I don't give a fuck about nobody else's race. I don't care. We can use it as an example of what we're basing one of our arguments off of, but we're focused on one group. Because the only way this group is going to get better is if we know how to move better together. We have some deep-seated hatred. It's ingrained in us. We all know it. We all know it. We know that we have something inside of us that's like, I can't stand that nigga. I just can't stand him.
And all the guy did was be successful. And didn't bother you. All that person did was mind their business. Right. All that person did was mind their own business, be successful, and never bothered you.
And they get hated.
But you hate him.
It's more than it is more than that. It's more
than before everybody go. Justo had something he had to say.
Okay.
Okay.
What could be implied when you
goddamn echo, man. I don't
it's
know
not me.
It is.
Oh, yeah. My pushback is if you say I don't care about them people. Nope. All black, bliggity, blackity, black. At the end of the day, America is 61% white, 20% Hispanic. And black people need to learn how to communicate with those people. This world is integrated. They have resources, they have connect, and to be honest, well, I'm not even gonna say that part. But these people exist, and you're going to have to talk to them. Unless you just stay in one corner, you're probably starved to death in that little corner. But people should also learn how to communicate with other races and all people, as well as compete and dominate in all levels. But you just exclude and just focus on black. Just lock them out. And that's what's heard when the message is delivered. And that's what's repeated. Because people only hear a part of what you say. They only internalize part of it. And there's a lot of youngsters walking around saying those very things. They don't know anything about the other races. Not even enough to go and actually even have a conversation. That's all I got.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you with that. You know, you got to be diverse. You know, you got to learn how to speak with other race. You know, build with other race. I get that. I think what we're saying when it comes to the bad behavior, like we have to change that shit, and we got to take accountability. You know, just
Yeah,
because
but we got to make sure we're not trying to isolate behavior as if it's uniquely black. That's
I'm
my
black, so
issue.
why the fuck would I talk about white or these other races? I'm black. It's affecting, and then they bad behavior is affecting us. It ain't affecting white people and Hispanic people.
Robert's not no Robert's not lying. I'm being
But
honest with you right now.
I think we worry too much about other races and we don't worry enough about our own. How can
That's
we
the,
Well,
communicate with
for
other races
example, when they
if
when
we
they
can't
when they start
communicate without
talking
our own
about
race?
hold on.
when they
Hold on. I said
That
this
is
earlier.
true. But they're not worried about black people either.
I said this earlier about women, right? And I said more women need to speak up about when you see other women doing bad behavior. 'Cause
And
they be
I'm out there doing that, boss.
and they be fucking other women up because y'all, the good girls, y'all blend in with those girls. Same
Yep.
with the black folks. We have to speak up and call these motherfuckers out because you know why? We're the one to get and fucking blend in with these niggas. And that's why you see white.
That's right.
This is why white folks or all types of race, but stereotype us.
Now, let me add on what Rob's saying. What Rob's saying told the truth. Because come on the corporate aspect of things. When you work in corporate office, there's always a stereotype put in place about black people unless you show that you're completely different. And a lot of corporate setting, I had to step out and prove that I'm not this stereotype. I'm not hood like. I'm not ghetto like. Because one of my coworkers, he was acting ghetto one of the biggest fashion company, and they thought that we don't know how to act professional. A few times we had to pull this guy to the side and say, "Yo, you making us look bad," and he didn't even care. Mind you, we did it inside. We did it in private to correct the guy. He didn't want to listen. I remember I turned out on a conference meeting and I asked illogical question about a particular problem, and he was trying to play me on a conference call. I didn't respond back to him on the call, and everybody took note of that. Weeks later, the manager bringing me to his site location, letting me know, "Oh, we getting rid of him because he's acting the very disrespectful attitude." And I'm like, this is the problem right here. You're in a professional setting, and you act like you're still in the Bronx or you in the hood. You better act professional. But when they see you act a certain way, the first they go think all black people act the same way. But when we have a few of us act completely different, and we trying to set a standard high to that it's not who we are. It only take one person to make it look bad for everybody else.
Guilty by association.
Bingo. So let's stop the nonsense. I work in too many corporate offices, either be a big fashion corporation, which is two of them, or a multiple corporate bank, or a private hospital. You name it, I've done it. And I see the same exact thing, and I think asking the same question: how long do people have to keep on trying to prove we are not the same, but you only take one bad person to make it look like we are the same? Explain that to me.
My issue is like when we're talking about crime rates, they're quick to emphasize black on black crime as if it's different from white on white crime, Hispanic on Hispanic crime. They're the same rates. Black people don't murder each other in any higher rate than any other group of people anywhere else does.
Well, it's a problem,
But
but I get that.
but
But this is what
that
makes
is
a
true.
problem when we out
That
here
is true.
screaming Black Lives Matter every time we get deleted by a police officer or somebody white or some racist shit happen. This is why that's where it get irritating. Where you have to bring up black on black crime because if we really care, we will also just keep the same
How come
energy.
you've never heard the term white on white crime?
Let me answer that question for you.
Because it's
Let
not
me,
a. I
well,
don't care why it's not a white on white crime. I'm talking about with
No, but you
us. Though.
should. When white people kill each other at the same rate that black people kill each other.
It's
All
not
right,
at the same rate.
do you
That's
see
not
white
true.
people
It's
protesting
within a
about
couple
white
of
lives
percentage
matter?
points. Come on, man, be real.
Per
I am
capita is
being
not
real,
even
but do you
close.
see white people complaining about this shit, right? No.
let me explain why you don't hear that. Who run the media that we see on multiple TV?
Oh
Either
no,
be
I know the answer to the question.
I get
You're proving my point.
I get that.
That's my
Now,
point.
but now we have no hold on. Now we have a black media who don't got time to do that type of thing. But here the problem: we have a black media that I've been seeing it for the past 2 years. There's certain people don't want to support it because it's one particular individual. But you say you want your own infrastructure. Now the guy is building it 3 years and count, it's still growing bigger, but slowly but steady. Why not support it until it gets bigger to how you put on running your goddamn mouth? If you can do something better, then do it. The problem with
What
black
media
folks,
are you talking about? You talking about the Manosphere?
I'm not talking about the media. I think real media, I think, William Martin of and news media who go around the country and report issues that go on in different communities. And he hire
No,
people. He
I
hire out.
thought you said now we have a black media. I thought that's
Yes,
what you said. I may have misunderstood you.
yes, we have a black-owned news media who report
So
the
who
news.
are you talking about? Can you identify that so I know what you're talking about?
Roland Martin Unfiltered, who the owner of the Black Star Network. That is a news
Okay.
media that broadcasts the news that go to multiple locations as much as it can and trying to expand it, trying to get government funding to grow the production. Because people might think it's funny. ABC, NBC, CBS, they build their network by getting government funding over the years since the early 60s, 70s, and 80s. They get that big as they is right now. Ebony Magazine, SM Magazine didn't get no government funding, and they would got played like that because you know what? They don't want the institution to grow. Well, money have been trying to educate people for the longest,
About to
but
say
people
that.
who never, people who don't have the understanding nor the education how news media or the media work, they like to run their mouth. Same thing. If I don't know how banking run, I can't say anything about banking unless I know how the inside it works. I work in a lot of corporations. I understand
Okay,
fundamental.
so you're saying all of that to say what exactly? Could we shorten this and make this layman's terms?
Layman term right now, we don't have many news media, black owned news media to counteract what white news media or how you want to call it keep projecting about black on black crime. We only got one compared to the numerous one you have across the country. So when you see that thing be projected on the TV screen over and over, that's the agenda because there's no counteraction against that. It's equal to what they're putting out there. We only got one that being consistent now. BNC, Black News Channel, it went down. Who else do we have out there to compete with what's going on out there right now today? There ain't that too many. Black newspaper. How many black newspaper people can mention right now that they can buy and pick up and get information about what's going on in their community? I like to hear. This is my point. Institution, infrastructure. When we talk to build one, instead of support, let that thing grow just like a black business, we have to run and complain and run our mouth. What I was taught in my culture, this don't do nothing. Action does something. When you build something, when you get up to that level, then get to where you need to do it, then you can start talking about it. But until
Hey,
then,
hold up real quick. Hold up real quick. Hey, Rob.
What's up?
Me and you, this is our thing. Are we here? Do we want to change the conversation to solutions, or do we want to keep it on the topic at hand? Because I see that we're trending towards solutions. What do you want to do?
Yeah, let's do it.
Bro, I'm cut out.
I ain't hear the last part.
Black
Rob,
tech support, check Rob connection, please. He's losing
bro,
connection.
why Rob keep freezing like this,
I'm
man?
back. I'm back.
All right,
He needs black tech support.
Yeah, let's we could do final thoughts and talk about like what's the solution. What y'all think it should be the solution. And let's start with embracing grace.
Well, what I'm personally doing is I check motherfuckers right then and there on the spot. You acting a fool or you talking to me any type of way unnecessarily. So I'm about peace and not confusion. So I'm just gonna check you respectfully and be like, we got to start somewhere, and we got to start little. And little fist will turn into a powerful punch. And instead of downing each other and being crabs in a pot, help each other up, call people on the shit, make people accountable right then and there. Don't wait till later. Check them right then and there and see what happens. And I'm trying to bring solutions by talking to the women. I'm tired of women blaming men for everything. So my goal is to on the mirror and let women look at themselves and their bad things. And that's why I rock with Jay, because he's all about accountability. And that's what I'm about.
Thank you, man. Yeah, hey, you saying some real shit. Where can people can find you at?
My channel is Embrace the Grade. I've kind of taken a little hiatus, but start Thanksgiving week, I'm gonna start naming the YouTube streets again. That's why I decided to come onto there and change, start getting back on there. But I am on there, Embrace the Grace, J Network. You know, we're gonna get back on that again, and that's where you guys can check me out. I do have some videos out already, so you can start with next time.
All right. Well, thank you for coming on the show. I hope I see you again on other panels. And yeah. Next up, let's go to the Black David. Final thoughts, bro.
Final thought. The solution. We need to support our black business that are trying to grow and strive. We need to support our black institutions that are growing to inform and trying to keep us in check. Because when we don't do these such things, we can't complain about other communities when they're doing the same exact thing that we should be doing already. We have our own black news media. You support it. If you can't support it by your funds, you can support it by your action. We have black organizations that are trying to rebuild our community from the ground up. If you can't support it with your money, support it with your time. There are people on the ground right now doing the work as we speak and do as much as they can within their own community. And they don't get the credit they what credit is due, but look out, research, find out, and do what you can to help out. Because we can come here and complain on any social media platform and nothing gets done. It's a waste of time. It's all about action, not running your mouth. That's what I gotta say to you guys.
All right. Thank you, Black David, for coming on. You know what I'm saying? Always been a supporter. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you. Next up, let's go to Miss Foxy. Final thoughts, Miss Foxy.
Thank you. It was a pleasure meeting you for the first time and having me up on the panel. So thank
Same
you.
here. Thank you.
And closing thoughts would be still continue to support Black-owned businesses, respect the jooks, because, you know, it took a lot for them to get to where they're at, or even if they're not such a big, successful company yet, still respect them. Also remember that other groups in society still work within themselves. And if they don't have a problem turning their back on certain other ethnicities, why should we have a problem doing the same thing as they do? You can find me at Foxy Moon Premieres on Wednesday. I do tarot readings, but then I also have a Mindful Monday where I have conversations such as this. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. It was good talking to you. Good conversation. And I hope I keep seeing you. So next up. Oh shit. All right. I'm fucking up. All right. Next up, Dusto. The final thoughts, brother.
Final thoughts. Take a look at what's going on, the conversations that we've been having day after day, and burn them because they don't work. People are getting fatter, uglier, dustier, and they're twerking more. That means whatever's been doing, that we're gonna say the black because of black. It's not working. Colorism, this, the government, that, it ain't working. They're getting dustier. That means this don't work. Solution: look in the mirror, find one, two, or three things wrong with yourself. Fix those things, 1, 2, 3. Go tell a person 1, 2, 3 to your left and to your right. And one strong point where you can actually connect with that person, that they can listen and help them to work on those 1, 2, 3 things. Repeat the process. Have them do those. That's it.
All right. And Dusto, where they can follow you at, bro?
Black Men Unfiltered Network, the Dustosphere.
Yeah. And what days? What time?
Thursday, 7 p.m. East Coast Standard Time. 30-minute show. All dust.
Yeah, man. Check his shit out. It's funny as hell, bro. For real talk. You want a good laugh? Check his shit out. Appreciate
Can we
you.
drop that link?
Yeah, you got the link, bro. Dusto.
I'll drop it. Let me find
drop
it.
the link, bro. Next up, damn, Marcus, where the hell you come from?
My bad, bro. I came back to support y'all at the end. My bad, man.
Teleported.
You doing recon again?
This nigga just came out of nowhere. What the hell? But
Yeah.
What you gotta say, bro? Sorry, we're doing the final thoughts right now.
No, I just came back to show y'all support What We Know podcast, JT and Rob, and also Let's Talk with JBJ. congratulations on your simulcast, and it was a good discussion for when I was able to listen to. I was to the rest of the replay. Speaking of the replay, you make sure you like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, Cash App, Super Chat, whatever you got to do to support these gentlemen and their prerogative and their mission to help out not just themselves but others. More importantly, reach one to teach one. And shout out to Rob, JBJ, JT, Scam, Mandrell, Lady Foxy, the other lady as well. I've met her before. Shout out to her. Canadian born, CBN's Tech Talks, Mandrell. Anybody else who I missed, I apologize. Shout out to all y'all, these content creators. You make sure you, like I said, hit the link, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, Super Chat, Cash App, and all the views help. So appreciate y'all. Just putting me up here. Just want to show y'all support and respect.
Much love, bro. Appreciate you. And oh shit, shout out to Dusto. He just hit up with the $5 super chat. You know what I'm saying? So, we're gonna play that short super chat video for you, Dusto. Appreciate you, bro. Man, my ass was on damn mute. I was trying to I just gave Dusto a shout out for giving a $5 super chat.
Now, I'm about to say it played. I'm just trying. I'm trying to save everybody. I'm trying to save everybody.
Black tech support.
Somebody got an echo though. You went okay. Grace and see if she had to say fucking
Mandrell, you wanna go next?
Yeah, bottom line is this shit is done. There is no saving the black community. It's over. We lost. The sooner we accept that fact, the sooner we can make adjustments and rebuild something new. Okay, but even with that, there's not enough people who care enough to actually do something about it to even get started. So save as many as you can. That's the only option we're left with until we got something better.
All right.
Where they can follow you at, Mandrell?
Oh, on Black Man Unfiltered Network. I have a show called Unapologetic. I do that show, and my sister is my co-host, usually. So it's Wednesday nights at 8:30 Central on Black Man Unfiltered Network.
Yeah, she ain't been on a few shows. She's been busy.
Yeah, she's been busy, man. She's an actress, so amongst other things. So she's got a lot of shit going right now.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Shushu. Big shit.
Yeah, she got that role in that Power show. Raising Canaan. Raising Canaan. Yeah, she got a role in that. She auditioned for The Game because I was surprised to find out that show's still running. And she got an audition for something else new now.
They brought it back. They brought it back.
Yeah. She auditioned for a role in that. And she also had another audition for something else too. I forget what that was, but
Man, we cross our fingers on it, man. Because if she get a couple of them, she'll be in the game like swimwear.
Hell yeah! Shout out to Shushu. All right, so who next?
We got Israel up next. Final thoughts, Israel.
Israel, all you got to do is be smarter than your equipment. That's it.
Don't do that, man.
That's all you got to do. It ain't hard.
Don't do that.
That's all you got to do, brother. Come on. You can do it. Unmute and stay there.
He's going to break it down on you. You and ask for something. Israel, go ahead and release.
There you go. Oh, look. He can't even get his mic. Look.
No, he get it. Go ahead. Say something, Israel, now. Say
there something. You go. See, just press the button one time to unmute.
Shut up, man, Drill. Israel, say something so I can hear you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Oh, what the hell?
Oh, shit.
Hold on real quick. All right, well, Israel will be back in the
Mandrell called it. Mandrell called it.
All you got to do is be smarter than your equipment. That's it. That's all you got to do.
Yeah, man. Who all?
I think everybody went.
Everybody went, man.
Man, you funny. You know that?
Yeah, it's the truth. I mean,
Nice.
when you watch how people move, man, I mean, it's a trip. Like,
Man,
look at the subject. Look at the subject we're talking about now tonight.
Man, drill.
How is this even a question? No, Jay, how is this even a question? You know full well is you don't go into somebody's restaurant and start twerking.
No.
You don't go to nobody's club and start shooting the shit up. Come on, man.
That's the common decency, and that's why I said we were talking about black people. I didn't care about no biology. I don't care about no economics. I understand those are factors, but at the end of the day, what matters?
Common decency. The thing is, you know right from wrong. No matter what socioeconomic class or status you come from, you know right and wrong.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what that old saying, "Doing to others as you would have them doing to you." Okay, if you don't want nobody slapping you in the face,
Bingo.
well, would you go slap somebody else in the face? I mean, let's be real.
Hey, look, we got Israel back. My bad. Israel.
Yeah, I'm back. I don't know what happened, man. I'm sorry.
All right. Final thoughts, Israel.
Black tech support.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Dr. Claude Anderson, and he speaks of the 5 levels of a building. And I think a lot of times as Black people, we keep trying to jump to other floors before we develop that bottom floor, that ground floor. And on that ground floor is family. And the only way you're going to have family is with a father and a mother working together. That's where we have to fix as a root cause of addressing a lot of the issues in our so-called community. Until that happens, business is not the answer. Businesses will fail as they always have because there's no infrastructure to support the business in a Black demographic. We got to put the family together, and we have to have men enforcing order and within the community.
All right. Y'all heard it here first.
All right, man. So we're gonna end it off, man. Put everybody in the back, put everybody backstage real quick.
Rob killing all y'all. I was trying to save y'all, man. Rob was just knocking y'all off. Like bing, bing, bing.
Dang. Yeah, we hit that. Should we said the 2-hour mark? So we went over 2 hours. Shit, but
we in 3 now.
What the hell?
Man, Drew, get out of here.
What the fuck?
Stay around for the after party. Everybody that's in here right now, stay around for the after party.
Yeah.
If you want to hit the link, you can come in for that too.
Yeah, for sure. And shout out everybody that watched the show, that liked the video, all that good shit. Yeah, JVJ, man. So what's your final thoughts, man?
Now, you already know how I feel about it. When it came to that owner and his wife, like putting in those rules to stop people from doing what they're doing in their restaurant, I feel no type of way. And from what the wife said about how these women are saying, oh, you just this and oh, you just that. I don't care about none of that. You're running a business and it should be respected. Every day, people just don't get up and start a business. And us as Black people, because that's who I'm talking about, we need to be better with that. Like, we have a deep-seated resentment. I'll just say that at the minimum. We have a resentment for each other, and we need to learn how to work together because we put trillions of dollars into the United States economy every way. I ain't gonna say trade. Actually, it might be trillion. I can't remember what I saw. It might have been billion or trillion. But here, let's just say $1 billion at the minimum. We put $1 billion into the United States economy from what we do as a whole. We need to realize how to work together and get it to $1 trillion. Because we're a staple of a lot of things when it comes to fashion, sports, entertainment, whatever the hell you want to chop it off to. We're in it. But we got to learn how to work together so we can build up power. So when something happens to somebody like Kyrie Irving, we got his back and he ain't got to goddamn fall down on the wayside by himself. For the people that like Kanye, same thing. We need to stop hating on each other and work together and build it up. But my final thoughts is I don't have no problem about what they did. And I think more Black people need to stand up on that type of shit. Shame the people that ain't trying to fall in line and Keep it moving. Keep moving.
Yeah, man. My final thoughts, man. If we talking about solutions, like I said earlier, I'm heavy on when it comes to children. Okay, let's keep planting the seeds when it comes to these children. And I'm not trying to say we have to save every kid, but we could continue to plant these seeds. So when these children turn to adults, hopefully they could have it figure it out. Better than us. So yeah, no, yeah, that's all I gotta say, man. And support, hey, respect people like platforms and businesses, man. If they gonna give you some type of service, man, just respect your surroundings and respect their platform or respect their business, man. So
yeah, don't walk into McDonald's talking shit and then expect them not to spit on your goddamn sandwich. Like, it's pretty simple. But look, y'all, make sure y'all go over to What We Know podcast.
What We Know. Yeah, man. Follow us at What We Know. Shout out to my boy JT. You know what I'm saying? He was busy. He couldn't make it. So but I had to hold it down. Yeah, make sure you follow us on Instagram, What We Know _podcast. You know what I'm saying? We like I said, follow us on Spotify, Anchor, iHeart, What We Know podcast. And yeah, and until next time, man. JBJ, bro, hey, we gotta do more collabs, bro. More collabs.
Yeah, work it out, man. Look, y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is. Y'all can find me over here at your mama house. Catch me on Fridays and Saturdays. I usually be around 7 o'clock. But like for real though, man, we gotta keep working it out. And yeah, Rob, you already know I appreciate it and I love it. For all of y'all, if y'all want to hit the link, come talk shit in the back chat. Make sure y'all do that. Link is there. I'm gonna hang around for a little bit to talk shit. But
yeah, I'm gonna hang around.
Like Rob, how you want to end it out? Because I'm on your shit, so I can't hit no outro. I don't know. I ain't got no outro button. You want to just hit the intro one more time? Let me hit mine.
Yeah, we can do the intro again. Shit,
I'm gonna hit mine first. Hold up,
yo. They don't show up and they know that they supposed to be in court.
It's eating around here. This goddamn.
You say, because remember I asked this question.
All right, I'm done with mine.
At some point, we all got to come together. No. Yeah. Everybody got opinions. Let's talk about it. Communication is key. Let's build around it. We do this for the people. The people founded it. Black love stay strong. No way around it. We anti-genocide. We ride for the cause. Got love for our sisters and love for our dogs. Respect the young and elderly. You all been invited to be inspired. Come together. Better got violent. Gotta watch for the cops. Gotta watch for the ops. Gotta watch for the politicians that play with your eyes. If you know, then you know. Plant the seed and it grows. Welcome to the show. This is what we know. 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 Yeah. This is what we know.